You're now in the presence of Lord Natural.
Extreme adverse effects on fertility. What is interesting is that when they do in vitro fertilization, they expose the sperm and the egg to helium, only to try to give it an electric charge, because when you hybridize beings or plants, you take away the electric charge. And although they even admitted in their studies that although they're able to push and force the sperm into the egg outside the body and then put it back into the body with only a success rate of about 25%, it damages the sperm and renders the children with more and more defects. They are in a situation where the only thing that they can do is try to eat and live as healthy as possible. But the modern Western diet is too out of control. So it's important that we really start to study them. They're just learning about themselves. And as we have entered the information age, and when on the cusp of the information age, they discovered DNA, because they used to say that we were those monkeys. We were Australopithecus, and then when they discovered the DNA at the beginning of the information age, or the cusp, and they was able to see it was them, they suddenly started to say, oh, these Neanderthals were strong, and no, them people were filled with defects from interbreeding. They moved in packs of at most 12. And they did a lot of interbreeding, so they only exacerbated more and more diseases. There are a lot of things that are intrinsically part of their DNA, and we need to study it so that we can understand them more.
Exactly. I did see in history, one of the things that they explained to why as though Caucasian people exist is because of Arabians and Africans moving into Europe with the farming and agriculture skills to be able to mate with these Neanderthals and create a new type of lighter skin pigmentation. But I feel though it's more research that needs to be dealt into what the Africans were meeting with when they went to Europe, what exactly animalistic Neanderthals or what stage they were at before more melanated DNA started being introduced into their system. But also I wanted to add one more thing about the fertility thing you were talking about. I just had questions because they talk about how before pre-colonialism, there was upward to 65 million natives supposedly in the Americas. And now it's only 4 million legally stated natives, but it's 45 million Black Americans. And when transatlantic slavery started and began, they said the total amount of slaves that made it to North America was only 400,000. So how did we go from 400,000 to 45 million? And they went from 65 million to 4 million. I just don't think it makes sense that we wasn't the ones that was here.
Y'all wasn't here.
Can I say something real quick?
Hello, y'all. Give other people a chance to talk too.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the dude that was just talking about the
we finna get.
fertility.
We finna get that C3 after all y'all finish
Okay.
wrapping this up. We finna get to it.
Because I wanted to show the skin cancer rates, because y'all know that comes from the sun, right? And I'm on Native News right here, so hold on.
Hold on, wait. It was Naturalista talking.
Oh, sorry.
She had dropped. Hold up.
Africans have Neanderthal DNA. That's been proven.
Oh, she keep okay. Well, go ahead, Princess.
Oh, okay. So here we are. Native News, they're telling on themselves. So look here. It says Native Americans have the second highest skin cancer rates. New study says. So how is it that y'all are original here, but you have the second highest skin cancer rate? And the first one is, of course, white people. So
Y'all right there too. Y'all Africans get skin cancer too. Look that up.
that's real funny.
That's facts. Look it up. When y'all catch skin cancer, y'all are alive at the highest rate. When y'all
I
get
have
skin
never
cancer,
and will
look it
never
up.
use sunscreen.
Are you able to provide any documentation to support that?
I have scientific evidence about skin
Yeah, ain't no one
cancer.
showed nothing up here. Y'all over here is freestyling.
Choctaw.
Y'all Africans get skin cancer, plain and simple. And once y'all catch it, y'all unalive at a higher rate than white folks do.
Sir, just because you want to talk loud on the microphone and you're trying to record the live, that doesn't make you more right.
Y'all not right. Y'all get skin cancer. Y'all act like y'all don't get skin cancer.
Documentation.
Y'all got skin cancer. You ain't get, well, show me your documents. That's what I thought.
Cancer, which is called keratosis. And I want everyone to look up keratosis in Europeans is inherited from Neanderthals. It's on their alleles, the corresponding alleles in the human genome.
That's not true, bro.
It is. Look it up, brother. I've studied this stuff.
What is a Neanderthal? What genes do the Neanderthal have?
First of all, brother,
He's a genome homo. He's a genome homo, just like we are.
keratosis inherited from Neanderthal. Just look it up.
Y'all taking it far from the topic.
Yeah, y'all Africans have Neanderthal DNA
We're
too.
not talking about Africans, Choctaw.
Hey, y'all Africans, we gotta be talking
We're
about
not
that.
talking about Africans.
Yeah, let's stop talking about them.
Yeah, this is not a lot to discuss Africans. I think if you want to
Y'all
talk
not American Indians either.
you want to talk about Africans, go talk with the Africans.
Don't talk about American Indians either.
You're not that. You're a
Now,
Chinese.
y'all not American Indians, so don't talk about that.
Who told you that?
I'm American Indian, so I know who we are. Y'all not that. Y'all not
I'm
us.
an American Indian.
It's in our documents.
Well, we have documents.
Okay, I want. Hey, hold on. Hey, yo, wait. The host is talking. So Choctaw, he is right to a certain degree about us getting cancer from the sun, but it ain't what you think it is. It's when we don't get enough exposure from the sun. That's how we get skin cancer. It's called melanoma. It's in black individuals. Often occurs in areas with less sun exposure, like soles of the feet. That's where we get our skin cancer from when we don't expose ourselves to the sun. So we don't get skin cancer from being in the sun. We get skin cancer from not being in the sun. That's what it says.
Y'all get skin cancer though, man. Y'all still get it, and y'all unalive at a higher rate.
So
when y'all catch it, y'all
hold on, wait, brother, hold on, brother. We always in the sun, so that's a low rate. That's a low rate.
Y'all not in the sun. Y'all not
always in the sun.
No, y'all not.
Baby.
Oh my God, this dude is
Never
stupid.
in my life had sunburn. I've never.
Y'all sunburn too. Y'all sunburn.
I've never had sunburn.
Y'all sunburn.
So we always in the house. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah, y'all ain't going out there.
So stop blaming us. So stop blaming us for the high crime rate then.
I don't. Who says that?
Y'all said we nothing but thugs that be stealing shit.
No, that's what they call us. We unalive at a higher rate by the police than y'all do. Who think unalive at a higher rate?
First of all, I worked in the penitentiary. I worked in the penitentiary. I ain't seen not one Native American in there.
Please, they're in there.
I have not. I only seen Mexicans, whites, and blacks.
You lying now. Like I said, we get unalive by the police at a higher rate than African Americans.
By your own Native American police.
No.
By your own Native.
No.
By your own Native American police.
No.
By your own. All right.
No.
This the people. Listen.
Look that up.
Listen, brother. This is the people who you get unalive by. Y'all predominantly listen.
Police. Yes.
Choctaw, if you cannot conduct yourself, I'm gonna kick your ass off my
Please
damn
kick him off.
Now, be quiet. Learn how to conduct yourself. Be quiet. Let the person finish saying what they gotta say. Then you can speak, nigga. Damn, what the fuck wrong with you? Now on the west coast of America, it's predominantly Mexicans and Native Americans, and occasionally a few whites and blacks. You need to think about who's predominantly working at these police departments. It's Mexicans and Native Americans. You're being unalived by your own fucking people. You just keep saying police, but you keep forgetting the fact those are your people on the West Coast that are predominantly this work for these police departments. Look it up. Arizona. California.
It doesn't matter. We still getting unalive at a higher rate than
that's your own damn fault.
No, it's not.
We not getting unalived by. Listen, us over here in the South, we not getting unalived by black police officers. We get unalived by white police officers and Hispanic police officers.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Y'all doing the same shit.
Oh my God.
It isn't. No, what y'all talking about?
The guy that doesn't live around black people speaking about black people. Okay.
We think I live in. I'm from the South.
Platform.
I live in Texas. What are you talking about? That's all I live around.
I bet you staying on Paso. when it barely isn't even no black people. So be quiet.
Like I said, y'all, we get unalive at a higher rate. Doesn't matter who.
By your own people.
Who's doing unaliving? We get unalive at a higher rate.
Causing this echo. Please get rid of this brother, man.
Shut up, man. You scared of my
information. I'm gonna see y'all later.
You know what?
Peace to my family.
You know what? You're right.
I have a question
No,
before
you know
you
what?
go.
You're
I have a question.
I dropped him, man.
Doing that kind of. We shouldn't even have him up here causing so much
We
confusion.
get back to the original topic now.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
True, I had a question for you.
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all. Before we, just carry on with what we was talking about, I wanted to ask you because you mentioned something about women with PCOS. What do you think is the issue that's becoming with Black American women
Share that for a different live.
having PCOS?
Well, every black woman.
Can we share that for a different live? Or inbox?
No, they can answer the
I'll
question.
answer it real quick from what I've detected.
After he answered, we're gonna move on to the topic right behind the comments.
Thank you.
I only know of 2 black women who told me they had PCOS. I then asked them, did you do any DNA to see if you have any Neanderthal DNA? And they both said yes. So they had white ancestry in their lineage. And this is why those random mutations come up like a surprise guest. They come out of the blue every so often. Like XXY comes out about every 3 to 1,000 male births in non-black people. These types of diseases, this is why we cannot mix. If we mix, we're dooming our children to one day get a surprise guest that's going to shut them down in some way or another, or, if not through fertility, through another, something else that don't even have to do with fertility. We're the ones that's supposed to be fruitful and multiply because we're natural beings. We don't have those issues. Only when you hybridize. That's the cause and the root cause of all of those genetic mutations that adversely affect fertility.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, now we're finna move on real quick. Unless Naturalist got something to say. When you drop, I tried to let you talk. I literally said Naturalist is trying to talk, and you had dropped.
Yeah, I had left the live.
Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know too much about PCOS, but I know people who got it, and I am a trained doula, and I deal with people who, deal with that. And I'm gonna have to disagree with what you just said. I don't think it comes from them having no Neanderthal or white ancestor. That's dealing with your menstrual cycle and stuff like that. So it's other stuff that goes into that, and I feel like men personally, y'all don't know nothing about no menstrual cycles in our bodies like that. So honestly, I would take that with a grain of salt and actually look into the information because PCOS is still being studied. They don't know that much about it.
Well, one of the people that I spoke to that had it, that's black and that is brown skin. And like I said, you would never think she had a Caucasian ancestor. Is someone who's pretty well known, and she was openly, we spoke about it on the live. Her name is Sweet Wolfie. Sweet Wolfie told me she has PCOS. And I said, do you have any white ancestors that you know of? And she said yes.
But also, too, like, that stuff has to do with, it can also have to do with hormone levels. And we all know that a lot of the foods and substances that we're around are endocrine disruptors. And when your endocrine system is disrupted, it changes your hormone levels. That stuff can also happen during pregnancy. So.
All right, y'all, it's time to move on. We gotta go ahead and do it. You see, the comments want us to go ahead and move on and stuff. So.
Before I was going to say something.
Oh, go ahead, sis.
Y'all good. I'm sorry to change but I'm a woman. I'm affected with PCOS, so I just wanted to get some more insight.
Oh, that's understandable.
Keep left to merge onto I-35.
All right.
Most of the time, it has to do with hormones.
The DNA test.
It has nothing to do with your ancestry.
Prove me wrong.
What type of DNA test?
Hold on, wait, no. Y'all could do this another time.
In the comments.
I gotta move on.
DM me.
All right. So this is the live stream between C3 and what's his name?
DonDaba.
DonDaba do. All right, so they was debating. What was the topic of y'all debate?
The topic was supposed to be if we was here before colonialism. And the night before when we was talking on my live, he was saying how he wanted to talk on DNA too. And I told him that that's not something I really debate on. That's not really my strong suit. But, you know, I stepped outside of my comfort zone. So I think I did okay. I wouldn't say it was the best, but I stepped outside of my comfort zone, and I'm glad I did.
Okay, so what I have right here is DonDaba's whatever the fuck his name is. I got his side. Because the reason I got his side is because I want y'all to understand how these Pan-Africans how they debate. And I want to show y'all what the fuck he was doing. Maybe if this could help y'all own debates, but this is how these Pan-Africans move. I'm just showing you that they don't know what the hell they're talking about themselves, right? So I'm gonna play this shit, and I want y'all to pay attention to what he's doing. All right, it's 24 minutes just to let y'all know.
My time right now, and then I got something new, y'all, because I do got a schedule. I gotta commit to. We're gonna do a TBQ. We're gonna do. To be continued. We're gonna do a TBC after this one because I gotta go. I gotta my DJ partner, it's his birthday tonight.
I didn't know the comments.
So I gotta pull up on him real quick. But yeah, so you had said something that caught my attention. You said there was black people haplogroup. That's what I was telling y'all. Can you mute your mic, please? Yeah, there's no such thing as black people haplogroups, y'all. That's a fiction in itself. So once again, I was trying to tell these people all last night what they was failing to understand. They're conflating a social construct in race, which is black, with biology, with haplogroups. You can't do that. So you will not see me do that now time in my presentation. Not one time. So let me go ahead and we're gonna have a little bit of fun.
Oh, y'all said the audio low? No, yeah, if you're on the panel, you ain't gonna be able to hear it like that. Yeah, y'all gotta drop in the comments if you're trying to hear it.
With this one. Because I'm gonna debunk a couple other talking points, and I'm just gonna run off into just a whole bunch of debunking of all of the narratives. Hold on, no.
Oh, I see what I did. Wait. I see what's going on. Now I see why. Yeah, okay, I got you. That's the reason y'all couldn't hear. Okay, y'all, if you're on the panel right now, you should be able to hear it.
Let me get y'all right.
Those y'all on the panel, can y'all hear?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so just
okay, I had that shit turned off. I didn't even know. Okay. Turn this down.
Off the back. This is just I'm gonna let y'all know how I do it. Give y'all the whole methodologies too. So just plain and simple, are African haplogroups, see African, we talk about the region, are these haplogroups found in America prior to colonialism? Real quick with the AI overview, no, evidence suggests that African haplogroups were not present in Americas. So no, you don't go over this in a debate, do you? No, of course you don't. So you go over here, because this is what they show you. These are going to show you the references where they got this. So you got the National Institute of Public Health. And this is where we go to get the actual science. This is the same site that she was on trying to misinterpret, but we're going to actually read along verbatim. We don't have to use these conjecture. We can actually read now. I mean, I don't know why we're doing it, but we get to the estimates. Let me read this overview real quick. I ain't gonna do too much reading. I ain't gonna bore y'all. I'm gonna show y'all a whole bunch of sources in one time. So just get ready. It's gonna be a real roller coaster. Admixture date estimates for Latino admixture suggest Native Americans and European mixtures occurred first, about 11 generations ago, followed by African admixtures 7 generations ago. Consistent with previous studies that show the bias of admixture in Latino populations. We estimate 13% of European ancestry on the X chromosome genome, showing proportionately greater European ancestry contributions from males, and we all know the reason why. We inferred elevated African and Native American ancestry on the X chromosome, corresponding to higher female ancestry contributions from both Africans and Native Americans. Lastly, showing higher proportions of inferred Iberian ancestry than both European and African ancestry. So what this is telling you, this is giving you a timestamp, right, of how these people interbred in 11 generations ago with these Europeans and native peoples, and 7 generations ago with us as Africans, right? So the topic of this debate, y'all, is to prove that y'all was here prior to colonialism, right? And not to talk about a subject that you already admitted that you don't know nothing about. And I can quote you on that many times last night. So we go to one more, and then I'm gonna get to spamming out some pictures. 60,000 years of interactions between Central and Eastern African documented by major African mitochondrial haplogroup L2. This is a haplogroup. And we can go to these maps. Where is that map? A good map right here.
My bad. I thought I was unmuted. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Do y'all understand anything that he did and said?
I didn't. I was confused because I never was debating if African haplogroups was in America, so I didn't understand why he said that.
So people that was on his side, I know Chata was over there. Tell me, Chata, what was he explaining? You can say in the comments. You're not coming up here to say it. Say it in the comments, Chata, because clearly you said debunked. So tell me exactly what he explained. Or if anybody that's on his side, tell me exactly what this brother just explained. Can anybody explain?
I believe he was saying that haplogroups cannot be used to establish race, and therefore anybody can have a haplogroup. It doesn't prove a racial thing, you know. I know
He only said that because when I was presenting, one of the last few things I showed was the Puerto Ricans haplogroups pre-contact from an ancient DNA map, and it said pre-contact on there, and I said these are black people, and he thought I was equating to Africans, I guess.
But he's also gonna proceed to use the same ideology to prove black people were in Africa.
Well, is everyone familiar with the oldest haplogroup ever discovered, which was relatively recently, and it was in a black man in America, in North America?
Yeah, AO. Yeah, we know about it.
Okay.
South America. But he don't.
No, not South America, in North Carolina.
Oh, okay, it's North Carolina. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I even showed how there was remains that was the DNA that they was able to extract that was older than the ones that they found in Africa, gaining up to like 20,000 years, 40,000 years, all up in Eurasia, in the Middle East area, going into Asia.
Okay.
And we had a few in America.
Okay, so all of that he stated and Choctaw said, he said no Africans before 1492. So that's the only thing that you could say out of all the fucking shit he just said. So clearly, you don't understand what the hell he said.
One of the proofs genetically that you can prove the Mayans were black people is that the bones have a high rate of sickle cell anemia, which is only present in black populations. There is so much evidence that this is why I find it ridiculous to even entertain these people on our platform. We need to educate our people, leave them alone. They have nothing unless they have our attention. The biggest thing you can pay somebody is attention. If you leave them alone, it's like anything in the world. Whatever we do, everybody, it draws all the attention. Nobody's watching anything they're doing. And if we're watching them, we're fools. Because the only thing more foolish than them is when we give them our attention.
Right. You're absolutely right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and push play real quick. Continue on.
Yeah, this is the map of, we can go to African mitochondrial haplogroup L2. This is her haplogroup. Let me out some pictures. 60,000 years of interactions between Central and Eastern African documented by major African mitochondrial haplogroup L2. This is her haplogroup. And we can go to these maps. Where's that map? A good map right here. Yeah, this is the map of the L2. So anytime we're talking about the L2 and any of the subclades, it's taking you to East Africa, and that migration map is going to show you this with timestamps, right? So this is the 15,000 years that we always talk about, and you see these people migrating all the way down into South America, and this is how we get these different other haplogroups right here, which are created over the Bering Strait, right in Asia, as you can see. So this, when we talk about breaking this down, it's very simple, y'all. It don't gotta be over your heads. This stuff is pretty simple. People start one place and they migrate another. So another time, once again, this is how you.
Did he explain that migration properly, y'all?
No. Because in the beginning of the questionnaire, I asked him, can you show haplogroups M and N migrating out of Africa? And he said no.
So he really, all he did is just pull up a map and said this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, you got anything to say to that? True.
Keep in mind that even though some people in Africa do have our haplogroups, it's because some of us went over there, whether with the latest one in mass migration with the starting of the country Liberia after slavery, and of course prior to that. So sometimes you're going to see people over there with haplogroups that are predominantly here. For example, in America, the majority of men have the same haplogroup. This goes from all the way North America through South America, Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad. We all have the same haplogroup, the majority of us. It's called A1B1A. Now, this haplogroup is the same haplogroup as Ramses III, or it might be Ramses II. You can look it up. And this is because Egypt was a satellite from over here. And so when you see people move around the planet, you must realize that it all starts here. And this is why we all have the same royal haplogroup that was in Egypt. The majority of us, we have a continuity here. Africa has the widest diversity of black people. A lot of black people over there are just not the same as us. Some of them look like us because some of us went there. But nobility itself, that concept started in the Americas, and that's why the nobility in Europe came from here. The nobility in East Asia, when you look at the Nagas over there, they always use rattlesnakes. Why? Because rattlesnakes are indigenous to America. Since the concept of nobility started here, everywhere you'll find royalty around the planet, you'll see that they use things indigenous to the Americas to show you where they come from.
All right, so let's go and get back to playing the video. Thank you for that information.
Yes, sir.
To get these sources, just go to the haplogroup that she's talking about, haplogroup L2A1A, mitochondrial DNA. Lineage is believed to have originated in in Northwest Africa. Right, real quickly. Look, we'll go here. Was this in America prior to colonial? So these are her talking points. These are her references. So haplogroup L1A is not primarily associated with the Americas prior to colonialism. Instead, it is primarily found in Africa. So we know the haplogroups that are found in there. So now let's go ahead and get to these sources. I thought she was going to talk about the point, so I was going to have to.
I don't want this to be a talk for y'all to talk yet, but notice he just keep going to AI overview. AI is nothing but commentary, not primary. Just letting y'all know.
Bring up like Negroes, but I'll go ahead and tell you this is one of the first cases. This is the Voyages of Vasquez. He's coming down. Let me see if I can still get that map up. All right, I'll pull this map up right here. So this is the map of the voyage of Vasco. So this is in the early 1400s. This is right after Columbus. You can see right here, 1497. And like I say, once again, the same thing what Columbus was trying to do. They were trying to get over here for the spice trade, y'all. Hindustan, this is what his name, this is what the name India get his name from the river over there. This is the route that he took. Coming out of Portuguese, coming out of Spain. They stayed off of this coast because they got into it. They said they didn't know them people was going to beef with them. And so they would have brought their weapons. That's what they said. I'll go over some sources with that, with you right here. All right, so, and this will be the last thing I read. After this, I'm going to span this. Let me see where I'm at on the timer. All right, boom. Okay, so it said on this day, 40 or 50 natives made their appearance, having dined. They dined with them. Yeah, they said they gave them some seal or something. They landed in exchange with them. So they came provide the shells, which they wore as ornaments on their ears. You know, he's wearing shells. Y'all still be doing that. Which looked as if they had been plated. Foxtails, each hand, yada, 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 yada. On express desire to permit a company to the natives to their houses so that they may find out how they lived and how they ate. The captain major yielded to his opportunity and allowed them to accompany him. And we returned to the captain's major's vessels. He went up away with the Negro. So this is the first time this word is being documented and written as far as pertaining to the people.
I don't even know if I'm gonna continue this shit because I really feel like his side was a fucking joke. I really feel like what he's doing is a joke. How you gonna say yada 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 throughout your source and say this is when Negroes was first applied? Like nobody don't know exactly what you're reading. I'm trying to keep up, and I see they say a little bit of information about the indigenous population's culture, such as wearing bead shells and stuff like that. But he proceeds to say this is the first time when the word Negro was applied. But let me just bring it back just a little bit so I can kind of understand. But it's like he's just rambling. I can't even consider this as a debate, to be real.
Allowed them to accompany him, and we returned to the captain's major's vessels. He went up away with the Negro. So this is the first time this word is being documented and written as far as pertaining to the people of sub-Saharan Africa. All right, soon after they had left us, they caught a seal. When they came back on foot and bearing, they roasted it. They gave us some and also some roots in which they had ate. After this meal, they expressed a desire that he should not accompany them any further, but return to their vessel. So this is just pretty much telling them they rushed them on off. And then I say right here, they began running along the beach, and they came up quickly and endeavored with them, and they tried to... what they say, they threw their assages and wounded the captain major. So they beefed for him. They was being cool, but then they beefed for him, so they get him up out of here. So now,
y'all could go ahead and talk. I'm trying to think right now.
I want to say, okay, before that, we kind of let him escape on something too. Dude, I don't know if y'all caught when he pulled up the map that was right in front of him. It said A, B, and C maternal haplogroups originated in America. And it clearly originated in Asia. And the map was right in front of him.
Yeah, and then on top of that, he gonna say it originated in America and then show and say, you see how they migrated? Like, he literally showed the haplogroups migrating from Asia to America.
Man, oh my. And then he didn't pull up a single, I'm talking about not one source. Not one.
So this source he was just reading, was he talking about a colonizer in America or a colonizer in Africa?
He was talking about before they even crossed the Atlantic. That's what he was talking about. Because he talked about...
Hold on, where'd they get this ring
the shells?
Because I thought he was addressing Indians in that part.
I did too, because he was talking about how they was wearing shells and stuff in their hair. I didn't know we was debating attire and stuff. But then he talked about Christopher Columbus thought he was going to India and then showed the route going around Africa. And I'm like, I can pull up the sources I have on Christopher Columbus stating how he was going to Lisbon in Portugal and how he was fighting for years to even get funded to do the voyage across the seas because he was hearing about another land across the sea.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm so fucking lost.
Yeah, I just was a little bit confused about when he was talking about the haplogroups coming out of Africa not being a proven fact of ethnicity or race. And I don't think that anybody was coming from that standpoint, because the reason why people bring up haplogroups in Africa is because of the date. The time at which they have been proven to exist at that time has also correlated with the fact that a certain time before that, Caucasian races didn't exist. Like 11,000 to 12,000 years ago, before that, sometime before that, I really feel like no time before 8,000 years ago. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. If you go back before at least 12,000 years ago, then it will be proven that that's what will make people think that black people is here in America. Because if they got here before 11,000 years ago, they had to be black according to the same science that, you know what I'm saying, these Pan-Africans is using.
Yeah, I got you, but like I said, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with this shit because it's like he's all over the place. That he's talking too fast. That he's not reading. He's not reading his source all the way through. He's jumping down, reading some other shit, and giving too much commentary. Like I said, I'm just lost. I'm lost.
Have anyone ever heard that there's a difference between Negroes and Africans? There's a whole lot of books on it. There's a lot of information on it written by white people. And what's interesting is what he was saying is that Columbus was, or somebody was grabbing Negroes from sub-Saharan Africa to bring them here. But ironically, when you think about it, this is where the Negroes was. So he was bringing people back that had left a long time ago. There were some, like I said, some of us are in Africa. They called it Negro land. They were part of what some people call, you know, if this what you're into, Israel or whatever. I'm not really an Israelite per se, but I do know that there's extensive research and books about how Negroes are different from Africans. And I think that, you know, maybe we should start to look into that. You'll see tons of information. But a lot of stuff he was saying, he was all over the place. And again, AI is not a primary source. It shouldn't be used as a primary source.
And that was the thing. When you're in a debate, there has to be primary sources. Even if what he said was true, he would have to pull up an actual source for that, not an overview, not a article that's .com, .net, whatever he had up there. I think it was all overviews, but yeah, I don't understand what he was trying to say neither. But I just know there wasn't no credible sources pulled up.
He couldn't debunk anything that I showed when it came to DNA, even with y'all know. he didn't really debunk anything that I said when it came to the DNA.
And there was an automatic win. He didn't come in and disprove what you said. He came in and put a whole bunch of gibberish up. So you won it right there alone.
All right, so let's get back to it. Like I said, I don't even think I'm gonna play this whole thing out.
This is the person who I'm debating at. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say about that. I thought I was going to talk about black people being in America prior to colonialism, so we're going to have to talk about Africans, right? But yeah, black people.
Hold on, I just want to show you this comment down here. I'm gonna show y'all some comments that's telling him to slow down and shit. His own people, but not even his own people could keep up. So I'm trying to figure out how the fuck Choctaw could keep up, and his own people. His own comment section couldn't even fucking keep up.
I think this the part where he was getting nervous because I was trying to make sure that the rest of my sources was in order the way I wanted to go, and he was seeing it. And I think this is where he started getting nervous, especially when he brought up that black. I was about to destroy him with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sensed that shit in him. He didn't know what he was doing.
Anytime we talk about this, we talk about people of African descent. So this is all a setup, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we're black. We're not Indian. So anytime you want to conflate us, you're just trying to misinterpret any information.
Wait a minute. Didn't he quote in the beginning of the law of his presentation that you cannot use race constructs?
Yep.
Then proceeds to say that we are black.
Yep.
Got him.
Oh my goodness. This is the people we be debating. It's like every year it get worse. They need to go back to the drawing board. They need to do something. I'm gonna say, C3, you did a good job. I just wanted to show this man side because this. I just want the people to know when you're debating these people, it ain't nothing but a bunch of confusion. And I am, for the first time ever, I am genuinely confused.
I was real nervous on the DNA part, only because I knew, like, you know, that's not really what I talk about. But I told myself, like, you know, step outside of your comfort zone, keep learning from your family, and you'll get better and better at it. But I was real confident when it was going to come to the second part with the first-hand accounts and stuff like that. But he said he wanted the TBC because he had somewhere to go. But that was strange to me because when we set this up, if you knew you had somewhere to go, we could have set the time earlier or just pushed it to another day.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't set this up. I wouldn't do it because he gonna probably we know he got the recording of this shit, so he probably gonna go over this shit and try to redeem himself. Don't ever let these niggas redeem themselves. Don't ever let them do it. Let's let this motherfucker keep chasing. Damn, what I'm trying to say? He wants your attention. Let the nigga keep trying to get your attention. Don't give him no more attention on this shit. I mean, I can't tell you what the hell to do, but I won't give this nigga no more attention after what the hell this nigga just did on this live.
And also, thanks for the advice that you gave me in the beginning of your live.
Oh yeah. Work on being. I mean, you gotta. I'm fucking up on my speech right now, but you gotta work on not being nervous. And I know you ain't been in too many debates, but that's one of the things. Like, you're in front of everybody. I mean, you've been talking in front of everybody for the past 4 or 5 years. So debating.
I guess because it was the first debate, and I'm a perfectionist as far as, you know, besides the DNA. I was nervous and excited at the same time.
Yeah, so don't be too nervous. Like, just remember who you're dealing with. These niggas ain't got nothing. This is right here. I'm gonna put him on the same spectrum as Big Red. Teaching is better than him. Mofax and all them, they better than this guy right here. Cause this is just flat out horrible. Like, I probably would have quit mid debate. I ain't gonna lie. Cause my whole second point, if we would have had a second point, I would have just said, hey man, I ain't understand shit you said. I only got 2 points, and really that's about it. So I'm just gonna clean this shit up, and I'm just gonna end it in less than 3 minutes and go on by my business. Clearly, this man's not ready for no real debate, and I can see that.
C3 took away his strong point. She came in respectful, so he couldn't really crack jokes and get smart and insult her because she was never on that. So that's how he usually get by when he be preaching. You see what I'm saying?
Right. He was just there to clown, but he couldn't do it tonight. I mean, last night he couldn't do that.
He worse than Big Red.
Yeah.
Big Red was bad, but this nigga was worse, bro. Like,
we're gonna see. We're gonna compare. I still got the live stream up. We're gonna compare. But let's go ahead and play it a little bit. We got left. I might skip through. Dream down here, she talking so much shit about this nigga. I'm not in this live stream. I'm talking about in Dunn side. Hold on. Let me show you what Dream. She say he keeps jumping around. Ain't nobody paying attention to him. Like, literally, Dream. I'm so serious. You said you was right on the nail. Me and you was seeing that shit. We was on Dunn's side watching the shit, seeing what they were saying. And we keep asking these niggas, what is the topic? What is these niggas saying? Are you following what this nigga saying? They wouldn't even answer us. Like, they knew they ain't know what the hell this nigga was talking about. They was just giving this nigga charisma. That's all they was doing.
And I think he really got nervous because he was like, Negro was used for, if I remember correctly, he might not have said it word for word what I'm about to say, but he was basically saying Negro was only for Africans. And then I feel like when he saw I brought up Jack P. Forbes, because I wasn't even going to bring him up at first, but when he said that, I said, let me bring up what Jack P. Forbes said about the term.
And he said that we called America. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. I'm jumping the gun. I'm gonna let him say it himself on the live stream. So let me go ahead and play it real quick.
We can talk about this right here when we're talking about the Latin origins of the word, where the Portuguese and the Spanish get this word from etymologically, right? The word in the origin is steady. Every time it's going to talk about Africa, right, and us as a race. So, thus, Negrisha defined, according to the Century Dictionary, in 1904, the region is Central Africa, nearly equivalent to Sudan, and the Horn is most pronounced types of the Negro race. So let's just spam it. Keep on going over. 3526, Niger, the same thing in the Bible, means black. Every time we look up black, it's going to let you know where it's talking about, especially of sub-Saharan African ancestry, right? These people don't want to be black. So these people subscribe to the multi-regional hypothesis. What they don't understand about that is that suggests that modern humans evolved independently in various regions around the world, just not in Africa. So check this out. It proposes that a single continuous human species, including Homo erectus and other archaic humans, evolved into modern Homo sapiens through a process of regional adaptation and gene flow. So this is what they subscribe to in our multi-regional hypothesis. They think that Homo sapiens migrated everywhere and evolved from Homo erectus. So this is the problem when they don't really subscribe to the science, because they don't know that science means to know. Right, so they're conflating science with a belief system, like they have with this theory, this ideology, that's not true. Another thing that they do with evolution, they think evolution is a part of a belief system of science, and they think that when you say the evolution theory or the out of Africa theory, they equate theory with skepticism, not knowing that a theory can be a part of a fact. So I had to talk about this yesterday. Science and evolution. Evolution is both a fact and a theory, right? It's observable in the laboratory. It's natural populations. So moving on. This is the reason why you can't trace us back to Africa, is because we was property.
Did he just say evolution is observable in a laboratory?
Yes. I was confused.
We need to see that shit. Do they got some type of machine that could speed up the process of someone aging or some shit? And we can see if that motherfucker evolve or something? We got to bring that back, because he just said evolution can be observed in a laboratory.
Not knowing that a theory can be a part of a fact. So I had to talk about this yesterday. Science and evolution. Evolution is both a fact and a theory, right? It's observable in the laboratory. It's natural populations. So moving on. This is the reason why you can't trace us back to Africa, is because we was property. This was later on down the line in the 19th century, where we became 3/5 of a person, right? When earlier that source told you they was referring to Sudan, equating us. Sudan is Arabic for black people. So no matter what, you can't run from this. DNA analysis of African Americans buried in the earliest U.S. Let me see if they're African European ancestors, and finds more than 40,000 living U.S. relatives. This study led to the Harvard University Smithsonian is the first DNA link up with the DNA technology. No, actually, hold on. Let me show you some more.
Hold on, man. Y'all see how he's jumping around?
Equating us. Sudan is Arabic for black people. So no matter what, you can't run from this. DNA analysis of African Americans.
Hold on, wait. This from his own. Wait, this from his own people right here. Hold up.
Source told you they was referring to Sudan, equating us. Sudan is Arabic for black people. So no matter what.
Hold on, let me show you this part right here.
I don't think people understand that that's just the word for black people. Like that in their language.
Do y'all notice this guy right here, Push Solutions?
The one he always go against us. Not you got to slow it down.
I'm telling you, your own people don't understand what you're doing. It was horrible. That was horrible. This is utterly absurd.
He said evolution is a fact and a theory.
Yeah.
That don't even make no sense. Evolution is a theory, and the Darwin, that theory, they already thrown that in the trash a long time ago.
He also said it could be observed in a laboratory.
You know what I count as evolution? Egg turning into a larva, turning into a chrysalis, turning into a butterfly. A seed sprouting into a little stem, growing into a tree. Something, I see evolution happening with nature, not humans.
Well, they say the reason for it when they first started with it was that every time you have a child, your child is like a copy of you with a few new variants that come out, which is uniquely them. And so every time you produce something, although it has your DNA, it mutates and randomly. And that's why they say random mutation is how some of the Neanderthals randomly supposed to have turned to humans and some stayed Neanderthal. That's how but that don't make no sense. But in any event, family, I gotta go. I got some legal paperwork to do. So y'all stay up, but I gotta bounce. I'll see y'all a little later. Peace.
All right, brother. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and push play real quick.
You can't run from this. DNA analysis of African Americans buried in the earliest U.S. Let me see, of their African European ancestors, and finds more than 40,000 living U.S. relatives. This study led to the Harvard University Smithsonian is the first DNA link up with the DNA technology. No, actually, hold on. Let me show you some more. So, they was talking about the M&M. You was talking about the M&M, wasn't it? This is what I was talking about when we get the origins of these of the phylogenetic tree. Everything starts with the L. We showed you in that map. Go back to it. This L, everything starts here. When you're subscribing to this, you're subscribing to this same science, right? So all of that science that you showed us agrees to these haplogroups being created and evolving in adaptations to mutations through migrations over a period of years. So here we go. 170, we know we got 330 right here. We migrate out of here. 165, 70. These are the Australians, the Mesolithic Papua New Guinea, the Southeast Islanders, right? Migrating east, creating new haplotypes. These are not us. You know what I'm saying? So let me get back to it. So this is showing you the map of how different haplogroups are produced. You talking about M&M? Yeah, I don't know why you didn't show the people that M&M does come out of Africa, right? Because I did confirm that while I was waiting on you. Hold on, baby. Let me finish this up real quick. Generation order. This is the reason why they was going to India. Marco Polo wrote about his experiences in India in his book "And Travels to Marco Polo." You see, you got to check these dates because this is like over 100 years before Columbus sailed. A lot of people don't know how important this is because this is a book, and these books was very influential. You know they ain't have Instagram and Netflix then. And no, America is not Kemet. Yeah, we finna get into a whole bunch of other stuff because she ain't talking about nothing. No, America is not Kemet, so stop doing that to me. We talking about these haplogroups, about these people that's found in these burial grounds, these mounds that y'all like to always show up. They're gonna be these A, B, C, D, and X's. We're gonna definitely look these up. Again, because in case you're not able to follow, with this haplogroup map, this shows you the migration. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the problem y'all having. This is the reason why I showed y'all that we are not in Kemet, right? Because we do not migrate out of here as a black people, right? We come over here about 125,000 years ago, and we stay over here genetically, biologically, right? So when all these people migrate, you're conflating black people with, guess what? Humans. These are humans, people. You know what I'm saying? And y'all in your inferiority complex through child slavery, y'all are conflating yourselves with humanity. And that's the nastiest work. So we need to tighten up because A, B, C, D, and X take you to this map. All right, and these are the people who's found in the burial grounds. The Cahokia, don't y'all love to say y'all the Mississippians? Y'all are not. Y'all are not none of these tribes. So or else y'all would be there biologically in mass. So we talk about it again. The A, B, C, D, and X found in these mounds, mound 72s, Cahokia Mounds. This is your favorite stuff, y'all. So I'm taking everything from you. All your talking points, you don't have nothing. When we talking about who we are sub-Saharan African descent. This is a map of sub-Saharan Africa below the equator that excludes Egypt and that excludes Morocco for you Moors. When we talk about human skin color, we're talking about variation. Y'all need to know about this. The DNA of all people around the world contains
If we was able to go on the second round, one of the sources I was going to bring out was going to unalive his whole mound builder point he tried to make. We can't hear you, Natural. Oh, there we go. We can hear you now.
At this point, I realized that he's not even debating C3. He's not debating her. If you listen to what he's saying, he's calling out Moors. He's calling out people that claim America is Kemet. You're supposed to be debating C3 about black people being in America. All those haplogroups you just had up there, quote unquote African Americans do have those haplogroups. And you just said you cannot apply race to haplogroups. Then proceeds to use the same narrative to justify Native Americans having those haplogroups. You literally just did the same shit. At this point, you lost the debate because you used your opponent's tactic. What part of that y'all don't understand? The minute you use the opponent's tactic, and you already try to basically, what's the word I'm looking? Criticize the individual from using that tactic, then you proceed to use it anyway. Then at that point, for me, you lost the debate. That's what Teaching did with me. He lost the debate when he did that shit.
Also, I don't say that. What he say? Kemet is in America. I don't say that.
He debated those Egyptian Americans.
Yeah.
And Choctaw, he's trying to give this man charisma. He don't even know what the fuck is being stated right now. I know for a fact he doesn't. He don't understand anything what's going on. He's just bootlicking right now. But we're gonna finish this shit out, and then we're gonna show how Big Red was horrible. They're literally the same way.
Record of how living
what the fuck
populations are related to one another. DNA of all people around the world contains a record of how living populations are related to one another and how far back those genetic relationships go. Understanding the spread of a modern human population relies on identification of genetic markers, which are rare mutations to DNA that are passed through generations. Come on now, y'all got to tighten up on your scholarship. This shit is so easy. Different populations carry distinct markers. Once the markers have been identified, they can be traced back in time to their origins. I'm gonna have to keep on showing y'all this map so y'all kind of understand it. So this is, backtracking this. This is how we get the mitochondrial Eve. This is right here, East Africa, Lake Victoria region. So yeah, let's tighten up. Oh yeah, Pangea, because I know we got some real crazies on here. Pangea, 300 million years ago. When we talking about us, once again, this is 300,000 years ago. They dated human remains with the Jebel Irhad in Morocco 300,000 years ago. Human remains. You're not going to find nothing like that in America.
We can't hear you, bro.
According to modern science, which I'll say, quote unquote, modern human beings did not exist 300 million years ago. They existed only 200,000 years ago. No, actually 70,000 years ago. That's when modern humans existed. So why the fuck are you bringing up humans being on the earth 300 million years ago? Y'all can look it up. The Outer African theory is only 200,000 years old. I don't fucking understand it, but like I said, you all over the place. You fucking stupid. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Sub-Saharan African descent, every time we look at black or Negro, it's going to let you know dark-skinned people. That's what y'all conflating, but y'all are forgetting Africa, the south of the Sahara. What I've already said y'all, this is going to be multiple different sources showing y'all this same stuff. every single time. Oh yeah, this is Black Laws Dictionary, and black is not even in here. They go straight from.
Is this dude stupid? What the fuck? What the hell the black law got to do with proving that black people were here pre-Columbian time? What the hell got to do with genetics or anything? Like, what was the point of bringing that out?
That's what I thought when I saw that.
Everybody below sub-Saharan Africa not.
You sound low.
I'm low.
Yeah.
Everybody below sub-Saharan Africa not biologically black. Technically, Khoisan not black. Even Ethiopians are honestly not black, and they're just according to genetics. So his point was still flawed all the way through.
I'm just saying, I'm just showing this live to y'all. Don't y'all ever debate this clown again. It ain't no reason to debate this clown. It really isn't. And I did the right move not giving this man a formal debate.
I to BL with Black Acre. Make it make sense. Once again, every time, like I say, black, they meant black, and then they conflated it. So this is my backdrop right now. Here we go. Primary sources. This was a real thing. This was a reality. This word takes you to Niger.
Look. Bring it back just a little bit. This nigga now pointing at a fucking
takes you back to primary source. They meant black, and then they conflated it. So this is my backdrop right now. Here we go. Primary sources. This was a real thing. This was a reality. This word takes you to Niger, takes you back to the Portuguese and French with using Negro, using it. Firstly, what I showed you. In the voyage right here, in this voyage, this is the first context. So remember, I'm cooking. So remember just to make sure you savor the flavor. Primary sources. This is our haplogroup right here. Black people.
This is our haplogroup. Black people. You can't apply race to haplogroups. You just did.
Pull this up.
Race is a construct. You can't apply it to haplogroups. You just said that.
Google bars, people. What is the majority of black people? Is DNA, Y DNA in America? It is EM2, E1B1A, and 75%. And the reason for that is because those Y DNA admixtures that we already went over. I know y'all don't want to.
Why do he got Noble Jew Ali up there?
I don't know why he put up Noble Jew Ali. I was like, when I tell y'all, I was confused because the night before he talked about how he wanted to use DNA to prove that we wasn't here. And he says that I said I didn't know nothing about it. I told him it wasn't my strong suit. That's not something I really debate. I never said I didn't know anything. Never did. Because there have been instances I hopped on panels and just said my understanding of what I understand about DNA from what I learned from you, Ungreeted, Tay, and Ayana. And that's about it. But really like debating it, no, I don't really do that, or go on panels and talk about it, or on my own lives. I don't do that because that's not my lane. But he was so adamant on that. I'm like, okay. He said he's gonna be using DNA. You know, let me use what I learned, and Ungreeted helped me prepare with the DNA. I was prepared all day yesterday from the moment because I had yesterday off. The moment I dropped my son off to school, once I got home, I was on the phone with Ungreeted all the way up until I think 4 o'clock.
Cool, all right. Let's go ahead and get to it. Then they
want to be black, y'all rather be Hindu. This goes back to this man in 1913, but I ain't gonna get on that right now. This is the Abuzir Al-Malik study. Real quick, because y'all think y'all Egyptians. Everything I'm demolishing. This says right here, Egyptians shared more ancestry with Near Easterners than present-day Egyptians, who received additional sub-Saharan admixtures in more recent times. And that brought them to 14%. So this is what y'all have. Y'all have post-traumatic slave syndrome, and we need to talk about it, but we ain't gonna have all that time. Al Capone is not in the dictionary, y'all. This is the primary source. This is the first black published author. Y'all need to read about this. She's talking about on being brought from from Africa to America. This is Phyllis Wheatley. She's named after the ship she was brought on and the slave master she had. First black published author. This is the first primary, something you should be having of somebody saying that they've been in America. But they said it was mercy that brought her from a pagan land, taught her benighted soul to understand that there's a God, a savior too. Once our redemption neither sought nor knew, some view the sable race with scornful eye, their color a diabolical dye. Remember, Christians, Negroes, black as Cain, may be refined and join the angelic train. And so this is sarcasm about how playing like on how grateful she is to being brought from Africa so she could be indoctrinated into Christianity. And y'all are indoctrinated into delusion. So like I say, every time we talk about black, it's never applied to the Tawny or olive people that y'all be trying to talk about. So Negro is black, and y'all know that now. Negro and black is both sub-Saharan African DNA. I think y'all get it now. The word is never applied. Never applied. Lucia, do y'all want to see how they backtracked her presentation? Let me show. I got her DNA right here. Hold on. Everything y'all want, I got it. Pre-colonial, a frozen mummy found in Argentina. Check this out. Who lived 500 years ago? That takes us to those 500 years ago, 1526, prior to the Spanish coming over here. Ink toward the sequence her DNA. What are those ABCDs haplogroups, y'all? Can y'all see it? Haplogroups T. We running over everything. We run over everything. This is pre-colonial, 500 years ago. Haplogroup C. We really need to go over this, how the darkened pigments in skin are generally native to regions near the Ecuador. That's what y'all need to understand. And y'all need to understand that is not in America prior to colonialism. So once again, every time we see it, black, a native, a descendant of the black race of men in Africa. I gotta put this in y'all to your head. Haplogroup M is found in Asia. Come on, y'all. This is where we're getting this from.
How much do you have on your timer?
Let me look.
All right, go ahead.
No, hold on, man. Oh, man, she blew up my spot. Hold on, time, bro. You better drop my sources.
He know he was way past the time. He already knew that shit. Oh yeah, this is a good one too. This is the one about we talking about whites. That's another one on that one again. These are primary sources where they talk about a few have. This is kind of what y'all talk about. A few have believed that the Indians were truly indigenous to their ancestors, were evolved and created in America. Let me go to the main part. But the theory that has had the most adherents was that our Indians were all descendants of Asiatics who crossed by way of the Beringia Straits in the Aleutian Islands. And once again, y'all, these is primary sources, y'all. Primary sources. This is a 17th century source. This dude who made this, he was Cap, he was pseudo. He talks about it. We brush down the DNA, them haplogroups. Once again, it's always going to be A, B, C, D, and X. A, B, C, D, and X. North America, y'all is not here. Black people, we is E1, B1A, and MTD and AL. So, yeah, Lucia, you can't use her no more. You can't. Look, we done. We're done. We're done with that shit.
All I heard was about the you should be it is like I said.
I don't even recall Lucia being her genetics being sequenced.
Look, there was a museum where she was housed, and they said the museum caught on fire and they couldn't find the skull, so they reconstructed it. They remade the fucking shit. There's a whole article on it.
They remade it and then reclassified her after, because when it was originally done, the person who did the re-imaging of her during that time period, he was a world-renowned scientist that was really known for recreating the looks of ancient skulls.
No, I think Big Red was better than him. Thinking about this shit now, I think Big Red.
With Big Red, it was just his speech pattern. He was just speaking so slow, which made it
fired up right now. I'm gonna go ahead and drop out the panel. Yep. that shit to the center.
How we gonna walk this out with each other? We could do like a little weigh-in real quick, little 2-3 minute weigh-in on each.
Oh, I forgot Dunny was in this shit. I said, damn, that don't sound like Big Red. Top Cats was in this thing too. Man, god damn. I just want to get straight to his part.
And through state. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
First, I would like to get into the rebuttal of some of the things he brought up, specifically about that RS 1455.
Hold on, Big Red, hold on. We got 5 minutes for rebuttal. I'm putting a timer on, and you got 10 minutes to present. I'm putting a timer on right now for 5 minutes.
I already got his timer going.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah.
I'll let him know when it's 10 minutes.
First thing about that gene, that skin gene that he talked about, right? We need to really boil it down to which groups in West Africa we're talking about, because the group that comes from is not a like Negroid like Bantu group. It is a different group entirely, known as the Khoisan, and they are what we can like consider the, I suppose, original ancestors of, you know, like modern Asians, right? Like the oldest people whom we can connect them back to, you know, not within their own personal region. Chief Andrew, would you mind bringing up that that first source you brought up, that I think it was like a green page of like text? I can make sure I'm getting what I'm like attacking here correct.
No, you could bring it up yourself.
Well,
I gave you the source, so you should be able to find it. And hold on, that's the thing when it comes down to these debates. These Pan-Africans don't even be paying attention to what we be bringing out, but they go back and ask us, can you bring out the source again? Nigga, you should have been paying attention. Teaching did the same fucking shit. On Josh Panel, can you bring that shit back out? No, nigga. No, you should have been paying attention. You should have been refuting. Y'all got to stop this goofy shit. Start paying attention. That's why we be whooping y'all ass in these debates, because we pay attention to your side. We pay attention to your points. And then once it's our turns, we refute y'all dumbass motherfuckers. Stop being so goddamn prideful. Stop being so damn egotistic and pay attention to the shit that we're putting out. All right? That's all y'all got to do. That's why y'all be taking L's. And you end up having fucking cheerleaders like Choctaw, because the niggas still don't know what the fuck we're talking about. He just praising motherfuckers for no reason.
Oh, well, yeah, I wasn't, I totally forgot to write things down as you were talking. I was listening so intently. But, yeah, I just want to make sure, like, I'm getting your information right, and I'm not, like, misrepresenting your argument with this. So if you could, like, bring that up, that would be, like, really great.
Fan, stay in the comment. You're a fan. Stay in the comment. You see, I'm gonna stay quiet. He still asks for this.
Don't worry about him, bro. Don't worry about him. Keep going. Go ahead. Don't worry about him. He's not gonna bring it up.
I'm not gonna bring it up. All right, yeah. So, yeah, with that, right.
And let this be a lesson to all the indigenous people that's debating. When they ask y'all to bring up your source again, don't do it. They should have been paying attention. It's their time to present. If they wasn't writing shit down, if they didn't keep a mental note of your points, let them burn that damn time down of them asking you, can you put it up, burn as much time as you can on their ass. Should have been paying attention.
No, I actually can bring up part of my own writings to help refute that. So actually,
I don't know why he was on the toilet. I don't know. We speculating that this nigga live in his mama house. He was trying to stay
Screen
quiet.
share if y'all can. You can't do it on your phone. You gotta do it on your laptop. Oh, okay, all right, we go.
okay. Wait. Can you see?
So I'm
All right,
debating
there
a
you
nigga
go.
using a phone
Yep,
and a computer.
there you go.
Cool. So in regards to certain Native American populations having admixture from Eurasians and particularly Siberians, I like to refer to this here. So when we are speaking about like this crossing of like the Bering Land Strait, right? We need to understand that it's not just one group coming from one specific area, right? It's actually multiple groups of people getting there multiple different ways. But what we find particularly, most groups of Native Americans have no connection to Siberians, but rather these Southern East Asian populations, as you can see here, what we could call the Athabascans and the Northern Amerindians, right? And we understand like where both groups went.
Hold up.
But the group that he would be referring to would be, the actual Siberians known as the Inuit. The Inuit having their own specific, I guess you could say, gene sequence that is, quite different from those Southeast Asians that we would find, predominating particularly in the Aleutian Islands, and going further south down to South America. Another group that would ultimately mix in with these people would be a group called the Ainu. Now, the Ainu are a pretty distinct group from like Asians today and Siberians, looking much more. Here's a picture of an Ainu man right here, looking much more European, despite having like very little like actual genetic correlation with Europeans, besides that white skin gene and that EDAR gene, which makes their hair appear straight and coarse as it is. This is a skull of the Kennewick man, who would be I guess you could see like a relation to most Ainu people, which is why like you have that conjecture of whether it's like a European skull or not. Let's actually get to what is written here. Using 3 different methods, we determined the divergence time for all Native Americans, the Athabascans, the Amerindians from Siberia, from their Siberian ancestors around 20,000 years ago, but no earlier than 23,000 years ago. Furthermore, we did the divergence of the Athabascans, the North Native American branch, together with the Northern North American Amerindians, and the South American and South and Central American, native branches, to be around 13,000 years ago. Similar divergence times from East Asian populations and a divergence time between the 2 branches that is close in age to the earliest well-established archaeological sites in the Americas suggests that the split between the branches occurred within the Americas. We additionally found that several sequenced Holocene individuals from the Americas are related to present-day populations from the same geographical region, implying genetic continuity of ancient and modern populations in some parts of the Americas. Over at least 8,500 years. Moreover, our results suggest that there have been gene flow between some Native Americans from both North and South America. American and groups related to East Asians and Austro-Melanesians, a people whom we can, that can be confused for Negroes and have been mislabeled as being Negroid, as Chief Natural presented earlier, The latter possible thought through an East Asian.
I don't want to bore y'all with that shit. Y'all still want me to keep playing? I know some of
Yeah,
y'all
I
missed
think
this
you
debate.
made your point.
Respectfully, no, because I don't think it's appropriate to be showing us information from a man that chose to debate while sitting on the toilet. Men only sit on the toilet when they taking a I think it's profound. It's disgusting.
Bro, talking shit and taking one.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice he was in the bathroom until y'all mentioned it like just now.
Oh yeah, do y'all remember when Historic said, "Natural, I never debated you."
Sword.
And what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Lord Natural versus Our Historic Foundation is Black Americans African.
Yeah, you ain't did that shit live time, bitch ass nigga. Yeah.
Let me show y'all something real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Give this one day for a promotion. No, I can request.
No, this the day where he ran. He never got up there.
Don't get on TikTok talking about some natural ran. Because naturalism ain't ran from shit. No, it's
That
not
is
going
not
to be
what he
tomorrow.
said.
Who the fuck?
He
Who
said
the
that
fuck
he
are
never
you?
baited him ever.
I set up the Zoom. He never pulled up to the Zoom.
That's
Who the
a
fuck are you
lie.
people to come here and say
It's
when
still
the
right
hell
here.
the debate?
I left this up here. 255 views. I left this up here. Wait, there he is. Watch this shit, cause this nigga said we never debated on YouTube. There he is. Hold on. This bitch ass nigga. Watch this shit.
Yeah. So we got him here. We got him here, y'all. We see him. We got him here. I've been trying to live it. Y'all see this nigga live in 4K. Lying in 4K, nigga. What you doing lying in 4K, bro? Man, turn your mic on, bro. I can't hear you. I told you end that shit up. I told you wire your audio to Zoom, mute yourself or remove the audio from your StreamYard. You gotta basically route this shit. Come on, old man. Try to run, bro.
I left this up here as
You
proof
muted,
the
dog.
nigga lied last week. I mean,
You're
this
muted.
week. And he gonna make it seem like his
End the
audio
shit on-
messed up.
End the shit on StreamYard. If you got StreamYard going on, end it. Then you're gonna, once you end it, start it back up. You just gotta make all your audio come out of here first. Then share the screen on your StreamYard, and it's gonna pick up everything so everybody on your YouTube can hear you.
You see how I'm explaining it to him? End the shit on StreamYard. This nigga went live on StreamYard first, then got on Zoom. If you trying to share your screen on StreamYard and your audio, you gotta go live on. You gotta be on Zoom first, so everything could be there first. Then go on StreamYard and share your screen. It's gonna pick up all the audio and everything that's on the damn screen. So it's like you're gonna be sharing your screen twice, which you're able to do. I'm explaining this shit to this dumbass nigga, but clearly he's gonna be scared. He ain't gonna do it. He gonna drop and say, "I got technical difficulties and want to do a co-host."
Now, why you doing? I'm gonna talk to my chat. Y'all see that nigga how he tried to trick his audience, bro? Try to lie to his audience, then got them Pan Africans up there jumping talking natural law here and running. Look now, yeah, just got exposed. All the motherfuckers quiet on this panel once he got exposed. Yeah.
What happened to that damn cup?
Come on, man. We got 80 people watching, bro.
Real talk, what happened to that
80
fucking
people watching
cup?
on TikTok. How many
I
people
missed
we
that
got
damn
watching
cup.
on YouTube? Watch. I bet you're gonna end this shit off technical difficulties. What? We got 13 on the YouTube. Now we got 14 on the YouTube. If you over there on YouTube, if you're trying to go watch the YouTube, go to Chief Natural. Says your audio connecting. Oh. Well, you gotta leave all the way out to come back in? What's going on?
He ain't gonna return. He not gonna return, y'all.
I guess he's trying to fix this shit. I don't know. He was sweating. Did look like he was sweating though.
Go back to him real fast.
Go back. Damn.
I just wonder why his hats always be flat at the top.
Well, you gotta leave all the way out to come back in?
I have a question. So these are the people that they're saying that debunked you?
Yeah.
Yep.
People that's on the toilet taking the dookie and people that they don't even know how to connect their audio together?
Yep. These are the type of people we be dealing with.
Chief Natural.
Look, he got his damn phone. He talking to his audience. He reading his comments instead of, look, watch. You see how he got that phone up? You see that damn phone that just came up?
Go to
look,
Chief Natural.
He gonna look at the comments. Somebody told him to leave the damn Zoom. Look, he looking at the damn comments. Whoever he talking to.
Says your audio connecting.
Watch this shit.
Oh. Well, you gotta leave all the way out to come back.
Who the fuck he was talking to?
Soon as you peep this audio was connected, you got the hell on. Cause you said, oh yeah, his audio connected. That boy running.
So we're gonna put in this, with this live stream going on YouTube just to let y'all know. But I'm showing you the historic he ran from the debate. Sutek versus that was not me. Who else I debated? I was debating Chris MVP. Y'all don't know Chris MVP. He off YouTube. Let's play a little bit more to come back. What else I got here? Okay, so the other debates is just plain videos. Where it's at. Oh, Brown Girl Pride. That shit was so fucking easy. That shit was funny as fuck.
With those rules?
I'm just showing y'all my trophies like shit. I debated all these motherfuckers. And they keep saying Natural never shows sources. Natural always lost and shit like that.
Let's hope I can prop this up. What's up, Wogan? I thought I had something I could prop this thing up.
This is what I'm going to call you because I think you look this way. Would that not be an opinion? That would not be an objective fact. It would be subjective because I can look at you and see you in one way and somebody can look at you and see you in a different way. So would that not be subjective?
Well, in that nature, it's subjective because we're talking to one another.
No, this isn't
okay.
My time, so
go
you
ahead.
just answer the question, not elaborate. So
okay.
If in that nature, it's subjective and people are classifying other people based on their subjectiveness, you can get a range of classifications. So yes, of course, I will agree that Native Americans were also reclassified as Negroes. But that doesn't mean.
Did y'all caught what the fuck she said? You see what they gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all that was gonna start doing this shit.
Other people based.
Huh?
What's going on?
No, I'm just playing all my debates. That's all.
Oh yeah, I came up because I recognize OHF because I've been beating up this clown for years on Instagram.
Oh yeah, he ran for my debate on YouTube. That's what happened. That's why he was up there.
He been begging me to go on debates with him on YouTube. I offered a decline because I don't feel like having a headache with this idiot. Because he posts a lot of retarded stuff like ashy skin. Why don't Native Americans have ashy skin? He posts things about how come Negroes don't have dreadlocks before the 1900s or something like that.
Huh?
This dude doesn't make any logical sense.
Did that
He's
lady
running play
say,
for these Native American pseudos.
y'all, did that lady just say that Native Americans were reclassified to Negroes?
Yeah, she just babbled off
Yes,
some
she
pseudo
did.
lines.
So why, when we tell them that, they deny it, but then they apply it when it comes to their people?
Because they would like to play the game like, oh, they're black, but not black like you, retarded shit.
Be careful with the R word.
Well, excuse my French, will intellectually disabled.
On the spectrum. Yep. All of it same.
Or should I say short but shorty?
Fact. Hey, that's even better. Let's bring that shit back. Let's bring that back.
Short but shorty. Short but shorty.
And watch the natives Choctaw gonna be saying that shit. Shot but shot shit.
He's a black man from the South.
How you sound?
Shot but shot hell. You slow hell. Shot but shot hell.
Y'all talking about win.
That boy, hold on. Let me play that little part again real quick.
So, if in that nature it's subjective and people are classifying other people based on their subjectiveness, you can get a range of classifications. So, yes, of course, I will agree that Native Americans were also reclassified as Negroes.
This is what they're gonna start doing. Josiah, I believe he already started.
And that shit don't even make any sense because she's mixing up the dope with this one because Native American applied to whites, and when we look at the history, so-called Native Americans weren't even accepting the title Native Americans. They were standing with American Indian, hence AIM, with Russell Means, Bellacourt Brothers, and Dennis Banks.
Right.
So
right.
I don't get where she's going at this.
Hold on, they want to record that part. Let me play that one more time.
And people are classifying other people based on their subjectiveness, you can get a range of classifications. So, yes, of course, I will agree that Native Americans were also reclassified as Negroes. But that doesn't mean they were of dark skin or curly hair or other phenotypical features that are common within African people. And
so
they
now,
dark skin, and to them, to white people, dark skin was, we all know of the paper bag test. So anything darker than that, it didn't matter what your ethnic background is, you would be considered colored or Negro or whatnot. However, they felt like classifying you. Can we agree that that subjectivity based on the state, the county, the region, how they classified people was all of their racist subjectivity?
Again, if you let me finish my statement, if we're talking about between one another, someone giving their opinion based off that, then yes. Now, in a legal standpoint, no.
We're not talking a legal standpoint.
Well, this debate is not about feelings.
About whether black people.
I'm sorry, Brown Girl Proud, but this debate is not about feelings. This debate is about sources. So you got to produce. So now you got to produce a source of a Native American.
My time, bro. I'm not.
What was the point of the debate? Is producing the source.
Hold on. You can go back and talk for.
Okay, go ahead.
After this.
Bring the source. You're gonna lose the round if you don't bring a source.
Bro, I'll bring my sources.
Okay, go ahead.
Understand.
What I need to see is a Native American and looks just like you being called a Negro.
Talking me.
Okay, go ahead.
So, with that being said, because I'm trying to get an understanding of what your fucking ideology is. Because this is the problem with these debates. Now, I'm going to show you my sources, and I'm going to show you subjective sources that show different meanings. So, give me a second. And this is why I'm saying this is stupid, why we even debate this shit. But we'll go on. Hold on. I'm going to bring it all up.
Make sure we all can see it.
Don't worry, you will.
It was stupid, but she's the one who took the challenge you.
So when we're talking Virginia, especially because you guys love to bring up the Racial Integrity Act. Let me flip my camera. Will it not let me flip my camera? Oh, I know why it won't. Hold on.
59 seconds.
They hate them
It's fine.
critical
I'll let you
questions.
go for another 5 minutes and then I'll come back with it either way. I got to take off my background.
So what Native American?
So that's why it won't let me show my camera.
Negro. I've
Hey,
never.
wait a minute. Ain't this the lie where she showed that dirty ass floor?
So right here.
This the lie where she showed that dirty ass floor, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. No. Was it? If it wasn't this one, it was the live where Beef Raw threw all the money at the screen.
Oh,
it was
shit.
one of those two.
Oh, but another thing is what I caught when she said, "Oh, y'all like to use the Racial Integrity Act in Virginia." Hold up, don't y'all have a Racial Integrity Act south of the border, like the Blackimento, Mihara La Raza stuff, where you erase Black Indians? They are just now classifying Black people in Mexico and Latin American countries now, but beforehand they didn't even document any Black people. This was these old white identifying people.
All right, facts. Hey, wait a minute. Repeat that again. No, what was the name of that shit? Cause we gotta investigate that. I don't think we ever went into that information.
You said Racial Integrity Act?
Yeah, the one that the natives dealt with. You said
I knew about Black
in Latin America, where she's from. They have Blackimento. Bleaching out the people, and they also have the redemption of Ham.
Blackimento.
Blackimento.
It's called Mayora La Raza. Mayora La Raza means to whiten the race. A lot of Puerto Ricans and a lot of Mexicans practice do it.
Mm-hmm. And they practice favelas against darker skinned people.
Yeah, they did it in my family.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to investigate that. I think we should bring that to the round table on YouTube. Cause we starting back over with the round table with reclassification and labelism. The reason we doing that because people is still stuck on stupid about this shit for some damn reason. Here we are, 2025, and people still can't get it right. People don't know the difference between race and genetics. I don't know why they keep applying race to genetics when they keep saying this race is a construct. They turn around and try to apply it, and they think admixture and mix means the same thing, and biracial and mixed means the same.
And the natives try and say that, deny that they're Asiatic, but then turn around and say that, we're related to Polynesians and deny blackness, even though white people call Polynesians Negroes.
Yeah, so we cover all that.
Yeah, because I've never heard a native say they were Negro.
Heck yeah, I've been teaching for years. Ever since the days of African Americans and African, like the Gen 1s, like Thousand Go Ahead, Tyrone Street, Kerry Davis, Safa Carew, Johnny Aborigine, all them people before
I
Dayton.
don't think I seen your work. I need to check you out. Shit.
Yeah, I've been on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm just now starting my YouTube channel.
You got a lot of presentations and stuff?
Yep. I debated actually YK The Truth and what's his name? Uncle Leroy's Hoodoo Corner, aka King Kaz, and Mossy Warrior Clan. All them pseudos that fuck with OHF and Not a Coincidence and Sinetta and them and who else? Taharka Bay. I even went on Tariq Nasheed's platform and called him out on his FBA stuff.
Okay, cool. I need to. Yeah, I'm at to play some of your shit on my live stream so I could just, so we all could watch. Cause I didn't hear of you before, and that's not no disrespect. That's not no disrespect at all. But I haven't heard of you before, so I would like to review your content and stuff. I gave you a follow as well, and also is you with a camp? When I say camp, like, do you got like a little community you surround yourself with, or you just like
the G1s that brought this indigenous paradigm to the internet, I guess, African Americans ain't African. Also met up with Chief Siku Hidden Eagle Hajo up there in the Yamasee, Lisa Cypress at the Acamax. I met Phoenix Moon before, Tasha She.
Man, we got to link up. Me and your camp got to link up, man.
Yeah, I'm based out in the Carolinas, particularly North Carolina, Charlotte area.
Okay, gotcha. Man, I love this that shit. I love meeting other people that's actually scholars and real debaters. Like, I mean, you got a few of them on TikTok, but when you actually see that information, it's too elementary, and like we still gotta support one another. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But on top of like hard hitters like that, like Top Cats, then you coming along, then we got me, me, Amaru, Ungreedy. It's a lot of brothers out here that's some great debaters. And know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'd like to team up with you on some stuff if you ever want to. Know what I'm saying? But I gotta check your shit out, cause everybody they talking about you in the comments, and like they know your work and everything. So they giving you they got a lot of respect for you in the comments.
Another thing is, I'm on them Native Americans watch list. What's his name? Al Carroll over there on Quora website. He has a whole Black Identity Extremist watch list for us that's pushing this Aboriginal content out
Yeah.
here.
They made a whole
You made
website
a
put my
watch
face on
list?
there.
Yep, he got my face too. Kerry Davis,
They put us on this thing called the Wabo Hunters.
Yeah, that's in Final Battle. That's where OHF comes from in those goofies. That's on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and another one would be American Indian Defense League. They're defunct now, but their leader was what's it? Original Aboriginal Rewind or something like that. He a whole mestizo. He docs a lot of them people to me.
What's your name on YouTube?
The same name as my handle here, Tyron Leon.
Go ahead, subscribe to you.
And I sometimes be on Big Aboriginal Powers channel, Smoke Signals channel, in the indigenous one, aka Carrie Davis, Lisa Cypress, any one of those, Young Noble, Tomahawk Tony.
This you right here, Light Leon. No, hold
No,
on.
Tyron Leon.
Wait a minute. No, this the wrong way. Let me unsubscribe from
You'll see an Aboriginal picture of a person from Tierra del Fuego in the icon. You put Tryon.
I did.
Yeah.
What the fuck? My bad. Hold on.
Tyron. That's me at the top.
Gotcha. You got your live your debates, like where is it?
Yep.
Is it on here or is it on like video?
It will be on BAP channel actually.
Back channel?
Big Aboriginal Power.
I'm probably spelling this shit all fucking wrong.
Power. Big Aboriginal Power. Yeah, that's his channel. Ling Ling. They usually call me Ling Ling over there.
You said Ling Ling?
Yeah, they be calling me Ling Ling because of my Asian surname.
Oh.
Ling Ling. Ling.
All right, L-I-G-G. L-I-N-G?
Yeah, Ling. Ling Ling. Something.
This is first thing that's popping up at the top. Is this you right
Well,
here?
I probably have to drop it in the chat.
Let's see something. Oh, this one not you right here.
A lot of people's paradigms already know, of course, for the people who be tuned in, that this is earth shattering.
Why the hell that sound like cool?
Because it's like, wow, this is information.
The interview clip. Yeah, I have to find you directly. Type in Tyrone with it. Jabari. Hello. Wireborn versus Big Aboriginal Power. Is you in this
He
one too?
probably took it down. I don't know, but it's on his pay-per-view lives.
Yeah, you did say you just started your on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
So wait, but do you have the videos yourself?
It would be with BAP.
You need to get those videos. Put that on your channel, man.
But I also got videos on Carrie Davis and the Indigenous Ones channel.
Okay, I got you. I'm a Carrie Davis. Spell that for me.
VTHE.
You said VTHE?
No, THE.
Oh, the
ING. No, indigenous. I'm sorry, indigenous. INDEG. Hold on, wait. I'm losing my train of thought right now.
We're just gonna let
Yeah, the indigenous one. What letter one?
You said letter one or
Yeah, the number one. I'm sorry, the one.
The indigenous one?
Yeah, that's him right here in guess. Yeah, so it's on one of his lives.
I wonder, do he got your name spelled out? He probably don't.
Tyron Leon.
Right here? Yeah. It says cartoonist.
Good evening and welcome to
Yeah, that's one of them.
Another edition of that.
All right. Where is my bookmark? There you go.
INDGEOUS.
Semitic Gish Block. Wait, nah, this you right here. Looking at
Yep. That's my channel, and that's
The fake Pan-African grift and erasure of land with fake African cosplay. That's not culture. That's a scam. Who they were. New 8.
Alright, I got you. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna watch this one. Is it possible you can get those other videos?
Yeah.
And you said you debated historic on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor.
It was on a long deleted platform that I had on Instagram because people will report as hate speech. But
damn, I was gonna say send me the link. I was gonna download it.
Yeah, but I got screenshots of having comments with him in the DMs.
Shit, we could probably redo a debate if you want that with him.
Sure, because he been begging me for years for one.
And I told him next time I debate him, I'm gonna have a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-3 or some shit like that. Cause I debated this man over 15 times on TikTok, and he crashed out. He crashed out every fucking time.
Oh, he got mad when I did a cartoon of him on this platform.
Boy. That man, he's something else. I just smoked one of his homeboys, teaching on the move. Hold up.
Is he from Mossy Warrior Club?
Shit, I don't know. I know he a new guy. He's somebody new. Where is it? This gummy. No. That stupid ass nigga.
In this debate, he's going to try to change the topic. So please pay attention to everything. Keep track, take your notes.
I'm just going to get to his part. Where he at? Right. Well, that's what he looked like up there at the top. I don't know if you know him, but that's one of Historic's little students right there.
Wow. Because I know he used to hang out with some of these Native Americans, spewing a lot of their racist rhetoric from Final Battle.
Oh well, guess what? Over here on TikTok, we got a hold of some of the Native Americans Discord, and they be talking a lot of shit about historic, but they be in his live streams.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we just waiting on a day to expose it all.
Because I've been profiling these people for years too, like ever since they was in Lance Brown Eyes' group called Fry Bread Factory or Red Handed, or even the likes of Sal Sasson, aka Native Faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people been going at it for years with us, and I've seen the grift where Pan-Africans decided to throw their own master teachers under the bus and started to push these Native Americans rhetoric, calling us wabos and abos and stuff.
But they actually got in trouble on TikTok for allowing them to do that because, man, these Native Americans, they get so bold, they call us the N-word on the Pan-Africans panels. This happened on historic panel, and he just let the person stay on. I think the woman name was La Chapa. She called one of us the N-word. He stay up there.
And that's why whenever I see her, I'm going to tell her to bend over so my tears can hit her back.
Oh, if you check on my page, I got the screenshots of one of them Pan-Africans. I think his name is Keontae Edmondson or something like that. Years ago, he doxed himself and this other Native American guy that he used to talk shit about us with. His name Joseph Red Cloud or something like that. And he exposed himself saying that, I get it now why people was calling me a COON because you are an anti-black racist and stuff like that. So
yeah, we got a lot of it over here. A lot.
Yep.
And man,
I got so many acronyms for that girl.
I could say the only Pan-African group on TikTok that actually disowned all them Native Americans is the Adjustment Syndicate. Those are the only ones that actually spoke up. But when I confronted them about historic, I said, when y'all gonna disown historic? I know he's not part of the Adjustment Syndicate, but when y'all gotta disown him, because he let a lot of natives get on his panel and he allowed them to say racist remarks against us. And they just said they never heard of him doing it. They never saw it. And I'm like, nigga, I never lied to y'all niggas. So why ain't y'all checking him?
Yeah. And a lot of their master teachers would be like these racist mestizo nationalists like Gabriel Hapslip Vera or Bernard Ortiz Montellano, who defend Egyptology. They constantly have something to say about Afrocentrism and defend white supremacists like Mary Lefkowitz, the Not Out of Africa stuff that was body bagged by John Henrik Clark in the 90s. But they don't have the integrity to prove or be honest about their wrongdoing, because they straight up got NAGPRA and BIA policy to hide Black Americans' Indianness. And this is up in the Smithsonian Museum's book. What's it called? Indivisible. They have this Black Indian book up in the Native American Library in Washington, D.C. And they talk about this individual, Gabriel Hatzliff's Vera, anti-Black Indian rhetoric in that book.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that shit out too. I'm gonna have to check that out. You gave me a second jewel that I need to check out. That I ain't heard of yet. But over here, I don't know if you ever gonna start debating over here or not. But I'm telling you, man, I don't know how the Pan-African is. I don't know how they are on the YouTube or in Instagram. I don't know if they're extremely biased. I don't know if they're humble when they see the information and they can't refute it. But over here, it's like they're fucking Stevie Wonder. Like, soon as you put it up on the screen, soon as it's time for them to present, they will say, I haven't seen no source. All you did was talk. You reading the shit word for word, bar for bar.
That's the same thing with this other Pan-African individual that's in his circle, the Bar Reloaded. Have you ever heard of her?
The Bar Reloaded? No.
Yeah, I recently debated this woman. She does the same tactics along with YK and Not a Coincidence, all these other goofies that want to promote this. African descent or Afro-American stuff that was pushed by Freemasons back in slavery times, like the Absalom.
I have your live up on my laptop on my back. I'm in here on my backup page too.
Okay, leave out come in because I just did it on my phone.
Okay.
So happening the past couple of weeks. I'm not saying weeks. I'm not saying all Indians is doing it out, but they've been saying some extreme pseudo ass shit, and they've been lying about reclassification. I ain't even gonna lie. And me being nice and trying to cheerlead and support my community led to a bunch of pseudoism. A bunch of shit in our community. I said, yeah, we got to start this shit back over. We got to back together and get on one accord again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like y'all missing the entry level shit again. It's like you're conflating a bunch of shit together. Like people still evolving Hebrew Israelite shit with it. Now niggas turning around saying they're Atlanteans and they're Mississippians and
Moors.
It's a lot. It's a lot of crazy shit.
FBA too.
Yeah, and the FBA been coming over here supporting me, but they're highly indoctrinated with a bunch of shit too. So what we doing? We got to start back over. But we gonna just keep it, simple. Then we're gonna make it more advanced, and I'll over here and teach what you had just said. I can't pronounce that shit you said. You'll have to say it again.
Blackumento?
Yeah. I would like for you to come over there and teach that, like, to the people, because I'm actually going to sit there and learn, present that. And
in a nutshell, it's when after the slavery in Central America, they, you know how they do with the colorism and stuff. They basically chose to keep mixing in with Europeans to get rid of their dark skin and curly hair. In a nutshell, it's in the most simplified way I can put it.
And Latin America is where the bulk of the alleged African slaves went, not United States. They like to conflate this Africa diaspora onto us when we're barely even an African genetic, because they want to say that, oh, y'all weren't mixing with no Indians. Y'all look that way because white people raped you. Okay, if that's the case,
great.
Yeah, great. I'm sorry, great. So if that's the case, the 5 civilized tribes themselves were metis, which means they're mestizo or mulatto. So that they show you in the 5 civilized tribes, they have white fathers and indigenous mothers. And so genetics, the DNA don't tell you is that these Native Americans, Y chromosome, if they were involved with the palankage. If you don't know what palankage is, it's the sex farm theory stuff that Skip Gates threw out. There. Browder talking about like they were breeding incest relationships with slaves or something like that. But if you count their Y, you can't discount the Y, because most of the time, white people are the only people that were touched upon with this genomic science. So it's only exclusively a white monopoly DNA stuff. There's no indigenous people or black people involved in this. So it will, of course, automatically show a white person in your genetics and not no indigenous person. But they were utilizing and sexually exploiting indigenous females to produce the modern African-American population.
Okay. All right. There's another thing I'm going to ask you. All right. So what is your tribe, or, where do you descend from?
So I actually did my due diligence and took the DNA test.
Genealogy.
I did genealogy too, but I also took the DNA test as well, because Pan-Africans want to confuse the two. Mm-hmm. Growing up, my family told me Muskogean on my mother's side. It's undefined and unclear on my father's side what Indians we are, but on the DNA test it says that the Indian is on my daddy's side, and they decreased the Indian on my mother's side. So that shit didn't even make sense to me. Okay. But I also got Asian in there and European in there, and I got the photographs of Chinese person. But my background would be Yadkin PD, Gullah Geechee, Muskogean peoples of the Southeast, the Carolinas, Florida and Georgia, and they came through Virginia as well.
Okay. Well, just to tell you a little bit about myself, my people were part of the Kosa, and a bigger band is the Cherokees out of Georgia. I have other tribes on my father's side, but mainly on my father's side, they're Asia. I mean, one line comes from Asia, from the Pacific Islands. So yes, I am half Asian, or what you call it, and half American. Well, I wouldn't say half Asian, probably like a quarter. Know what I'm saying? I could show my grandma. Know what I'm saying? I could show my grandma and everything. And she was
Probably like a quarter. Which one is it, man?
Be quiet. But there was. What you want, son? Hold on. You're not getting no cookies. Go in there, sit down.
Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. Just keep the live
Close the door,
protected.
baby. But other than that, like I said, it came from one line. My grandmother, Tallulah Lawson, she come from the Pacific Islands all the way back from Asia. She was not part of the Pacific slave trade. But the rest of my family members, they're just Americans. That's all they are. But other than that, yeah, I do have an Asiatic line. Some of my photos you can see my hair is different compared to other people in the South. We're primarily in the South. We're Mississippians down here. But yeah, my people migrated. My Indian side, they migrated from Alabama to Georgia to Tennessee, then down to the good old hog state. And they dispersed from there. All right. So there's just a little bit about myself. But you know, dealing with the land grabs, you know, Trail of Tears, you know, a lot of Indians intermingle one another. They lost their tribes, they lost their lands, they lost their languages, so they had no choice but to intermingle. That's the reason we're not one nation, because we will be on the spectrum, because we'll be doing stuff with our own cousins. So there's just a little bit about who I am. And I go by Chief Natural. You can call me Nat. My main expertise, I debate. Scholar, I'm a scholar. That's really just about it for me. Oh yeah, and I make beats and shit too, you know what I'm saying? I rap a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't my main expertise, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Yeah. But we're gonna deal with you, Don. Don't worry, we're gonna
Don't make me wait. Don't make me wait. Talk to me.
No.
Y'all running from me. Y'all talking about me when I'm not here.
Calm down. Calm
Hello.
down.
How was your day?
Calm down. Calm down. We're gonna get to you. We're gonna get
How was your day?
Hold on, brother. I'm talking to another scholar.
No, you're not. He's not a scholar.
All right.
Hold on. Let them finish real quick. Our day was good.
Brother,
Go
I'm
ahead,
trying to
finish.
do business right now because I want to
You
work
ain't
with this
having
brother.
business.
I actually learned something from another brother. I didn't know another brother on my panel been debating Pan Africans way before I was even doing this shit. Like,
well, let me
so
talk
really,
to
to me, I feel like I got a legend on my panel. So can you please be quiet as I talk to him?
These cheeks.
Thank you. But yeah, I would like to handle business with you. In the future, and we're gonna do the round table either what's today? Today Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Either we're gonna do it tonight at 7, and I can send you the link. It's not gonna be on StreamYard. It's gonna be on the new software that they just released that's dealing with streaming. But you could stream from your own side too, if you want.
And you're doing it on YouTube, correct?
I'm a
All
double
right.
stream it to TikTok. On TikTok, it's gonna sound like a podcast. You're not gonna see nothing on the screen, so you will have to come to YouTube. And you know that's how it's gonna be. But yeah, I can have up to 10 people in there.
So you said tonight at 7?
It could be tonight at 7, or what's the best time for you?
7 is great. We could do it for at least 2 hours, I guess.
Yeah. I'm Central Time, by the way. I know you're on the East Coast, so I think that'd be 8 o'clock for you.
Yeah.
Bet. All right, but you can stay on the panel if you want to. Now we feel it. Deal with
Adonis.
Yeah, Adonis. Hold on, Adonis. Let me bring up your debate. Let me bring up your debate real quick with Sister C.
Source. What happened to our debate, Chief? Why?
Oh, hold on.
Source.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about it.
You flaked.
Hey, I just want you to know you sound zesty as hell begging for another man's attention.
Thank you. That's fine. That was in the okay.
Okay, so done. I know you don't give a fuck about what the hell I'm finna say, but Your presentation was ass. Completely ass. And this is the reason why it's ass. You was all over the place. Even your own supporters didn't know your point. And they were saying it in the comments. We literally got it up here on people. Like,
what was my point? What was my point? What was my point supposed
Nobody
to be?
don't know.
You don't know?
Nobody knows.
So my point. So I'm gonna tell you the reason why you don't know. Let me tell you why you don't know. Let me tell you why you don't know.
Hold on, wait, brother.
Let me tell you why you don't know. It'll
You're too
take
excited. Hold on.
It'll take 10 seconds. Let me tell you why you don't know.
You're gonna be able
You
to
don't know my point though. So how can you even expect to know what it
I'm
was?
not finished, brother. I'm not a long time. You're here. I'm not gonna kick
You don't know
off
my
the
point
panel.
though. You just admitted.
I'm not gonna kick you off the panel. Hold on.
You just admitted it, bro.
But look, you're too excited, man. Come on, you're in my presence. You're too excited.
Bro, y'all always stand out. Y'all scared of me, bro.
But anyways, nobody doesn't know your point because you was moving too fast. You had the phone fast. You had the phone too close to the goddamn screen. Too down to we couldn't even see everything what you was showing. We couldn't see the titles. We didn't know where the fuck your source was coming from. And you were just reading 2 sentences, then jumping to the next thing. Then you was debating Moors, Kemet's, Hebrew Israelites. You were debating everybody. You was only supposed to be debating C3 and her points and her points only. But you were conflating a bunch of shit together, trying to debate her, and everybody lost the vision. I believe you lost the vision. We all lost the vision. We didn't know anything. At this point, we were just saying, you know what? Let's just let this nigga talk. Because at this point, the nigga say he got to go to a house party. So we know
everybody. You speaking for everybody, right?
Got to run. But the thing I got to say is I could tell you were nervous. Both of y'all was nervous. And you going to say that you
right?
wasn't.
Speaking for everybody, right?
Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. Hey, y'all. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you understood what Don was doing over there in his live
so let me, thank you.
Put a 2 in the chat if you lost the vision. Put a 2 in the chat if you lost the vision. Put a 2 in the chat if you lost the vision. If you understand what he was saying, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if you lost the vision.
You get to get before I get to explain myself. So the reason why, I'll actually tell you what point did my opponent make?
She made a lot of points.
What point did my opponent?
Your point, the opponent. Hold on, wait. She was making the point that there were haplogroups that was attached to black people in the Americas pre-Columbian time. She brought out various different haplogroups.
No, one way.
She brought out.
One way.
She brought out data sheets. She brought out primary sources. Excuse me.
You're not gonna name. Okay, right. You ain't gonna name.
I just said it. She brought out data sheets.
In no way.
I'm trying to say the shit, nigga. How the hell can I say this shit?
You're supposed to be able to repeat the information that you learned. You cannot do that because you didn't learn. That's why he's going off with myriad, a litany, various, numerous. Name the way, bro. How did she prove it?
Okay, now how she did? She brought out primary sources.
Specifically, the one, bro. Just be specific. Is that what I'm asking? Can you not tell?
He's trying to answer your question.
No, he's not. He's generalizing. He's very much generalizing.
Answer.
He brought out primaries. Be specific. Specific.
Yeah,
she was talking about glaucoma. She was talking about glaucoma. She was talking about glaucoma in the debate, was she not?
This nigga be tripping.
You was talking about glaucoma, y'all.
Brother.
Let's talk about the information of the debate.
No, because it was talking about.
You fiending for this shit, man.
Name a way.
Calm the fuck down, bro.
Can you just name the specific way she proved it?
Calm the fuck down, nigga.
You're talking about everything else but the source.
Calm the fuck down, nigga.
You're talking about everything else but the source
Calm
again, bro.
the fuck down, nigga.
Can you please explain
Calm the fuck down, nigga.
You repeating yourself.
Calm the fuck down, nigga.
So we gonna repeat ourselves in this.
The fuck down. That means shut the fuck up. That means shut the fuck up.
So we gonna repeat ourselves in this live.
That means shut the fuck up.
How y'all describing this man?
All right, look.
Answer the question, bro.
All right, this how I'm finna answer the question right here.
Word, oh yeah, man, you know, it's good shit, homie. Word, you know what I mean? You know that reading shit, you know what I mean? It's hard, son. Word, you know what I mean? Word, you know what I mean? Especially when them books be, you know what I mean? You know, real thick and heavy, like, you know what I mean?
Case closed.
All right, Dave, you gonna let me say it, or is you want? I'm gonna keep playing games with you until you actually let me.
I mean, you're gonna have to keep playing games because you cannot name how she proved it, bro. See what I'm saying?
You about to get the fuck out of here in a minute.
I know you got to do shit like that, bro. You can't have a conversation.
I'm gonna keep doing this shit until you fucking calm down.
Hey, so Tyrone, am I wrong for asking for specification on how she proved?
She gave you specifics, bro.
Okay, so I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear what specific.
Calm down.
No, bro. Listen.
Calm down. Let me explain something.
As soon as y'all start talking, y'all deflect. I want y'all to know.
It's not a deflection.
Ways that she proved it, bro. Not just rhetoric.
Excuse me.
It's many ways. She gave you sources. Y'all are generalizing.
Adonis, when you talk about that glaucoma part, that source was talking about how there was 2 different variants of glaucoma for the one that's for Africans and one that was for the indigenous Americans. That they like to
the point is,
label
how
as
did you
African
prove
Americans.
black people within
that
the
was to
colonialism?
that there was a difference between the two.
Nobody's going to be able to answer that.
Don't make you answer shit if you
Gotcha.
actually allow us to answer.
You can't answer it if you're deflecting from answering it either.
I can answer it.
Go ahead.
You gotta let him answer.
Go ahead, Tyrone. Tyrone going to directly
No, the
answer
host is going to answer.
No,
That's who you originally asked.
the specific way on how we was here prior to colonialism.
Okay, so let him answer.
What the hell glaucoma got to do with that?
Let him answer.
Got you. So polygenic traits, for one, because Africa does not have a patent on your melanin skin and nappy hair, for one.
Okay, so that's it. Okay, bet that's it. So nobody, hold on, stop. That was period. Wow.
Hold on, bro.
Let him finish.
When did everybody say that was the argument? You failed real quick, Tyrone.
Look, this is the reason why you lost the debate right now, because you can't control yourself, bro.
That ain't got nothing to do with
the
the
brother
debate.
a question and you put a period at the end. Bro,
he said
you put a period at the end of his goddamn statement, nigga. You put a period at the end of his damn statement. He didn't even get to finish what the fuck he was saying. Let him finish saying what the fuck he got to say. Let him
number one.
Let him finish.
He was finna get on. He said that was number one. We all heard him.
Hold on. I know it. I know
He
exactly
was
what I'm finna
making
do.
points. He said
No,
number
exactly.
one,
And we're gonna start. We're gonna. And he made his first point, and we're going to expound on his first point.
He about to end up putting it
He
on
made his first
Showtime.
point. We're going to expound on his first point.
No, I have bullet points.
Why do y'all want to deflect so bad?
This is not deflecting.
Yes, it is. Let's talk about it. Nobody ever said that Africa has a talk about it. Nobody ever said that Africa has a claim on melanin. Nobody ever said Africa has a patent on melanin. That was his claim, y'all.
Let him make his second point.
No, he already said
number
that
two.
was one.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
Raise.
Showtime.
No, he started with it.
Please
He ended with
calm
it.
your tone, bro.
He ended with it. Are you tone policing? Y'all tone policing over here?
Yeah, we finished.
No.
Yeah,
do something, bro. Do something, because y'all cannot answer,
If
bro.
you can learn how to at least allow people to.
He said Africa had a patent on melanin.
You won't even let me finish my full statement.
Listen to me.
I'm the fucking host, nigga.
You
shut the fuck up, nigga. Be quiet, nigga. Be quiet.
Let's co-host.
Be quiet, bro. No, we ain't co-hosting shit. We ain't co-hosting shit.
Bias,
nigga. You lost against C3.
Bias.
You don't deserve no goddamn co-host. Not from me. Climb the ladder, bitch. Climb the fucking ladder, bitch. Climb the ladder, bitch.
You're muting me.
Climb the ladder. Yeah, because you're getting treated like this. I got a little boy you because you can't be quiet. Learn how to be quiet. Learn how to be quiet. I stop muting you if you learn how to stop. If you learn how to be quiet.
Let's go on the Showtime so he can go rant.
Don't say nothing. Shit. Don't say nothing if America take your freedom of speech. Because you like to do shit like that.
Yeah,
I did not mute you on my live, nigga.
Adonis, you want
learn how to be quiet, nigga.
You didn't learn how to be quiet. I let you speak. We men, nigga.
And this is what you want to present. No, men don't act like this. Only bitches act like this. Nigga, shut up.
Fuck what you talking about. You
bitches act like this. Only bitches act like this, man.
Do that shit on the internet. You a little boy.
Please,
talk tough on the internet.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the button.
No, he said that she proved. He said Africa does not have a patent on melanin. That was he said number one. If that's number one, and that's how you claiming to prove this, nobody ever said that was a point of debate. So your ass don't even got no business up here. Your ass should be dropped from the panel for saying that goofy.
How is it goofy?
Nobody ever said that, especially when I'm talking about melanin, the Ottoman Islanders, the Melanesians, the Papua New Guineans, the Negritos. You need to sit your lame ass down, bro. What are you saying?
Okay, so
no, you done. Stay on mute for the rest of the day.
I want to hear what he had to say. Can he finish?
You said it. He said that was. You said it. He said that was.
No,
point
he
one.
didn't finish. He said
that was
there has to be another
there
point
it is. It's right there
after.
in my face.
There
How
has to be another point after. I would like to hear what the rest that he will have to say. Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. Share the live. Say yes to the host of the panel. We got 44 minutes until the the live goal. It's just 3 Dragon Crown.
Y'all talking about some goals and shit, man. Talk about the
I'm
information.
trying to do a mob break to protect the live, Adonis.
Stop the TikTok games, man. Y'all want to play TikTok games. Talk about the information, man. What are y'all on, bro? What are y'all even on, bro? Send them all that goofy shit so they can have a conversation, man, because they scared of the DonDaba.
Here we go. There you go, Tyrone. You got 2 minutes.
All right. So to address Donna's claims, for one, these are my bullet points. Africa does not have a patent on you melanin skin and nappy hair because this equator thing doesn't even make any sense. Mind you, you have animals that live outside of Africa with hair that's similar to kinky, nappy afro hair. But within Africa, all the mammals or animals got straight hair in tropical hot climates. So you can't use that Darwinian theory, toss it out in the trash. Plus, when they found all these Paleo-Indian skulls in the Americas, they found that the cranial morphology is Australoid or Africoid, Negroid, whatever you want to call it, or taxonomy. But until we come up with our own taxonomies, that's how it's going to be for right now. But modern Mongoloid Native Americans do not match up with the craniometrics of Paleo-Indians found within the Americas. And also, they dry snitch on themselves by saying that they're related to Polynesians, which we all know historically Polynesians were called black people. When they came to the West, a lot of white Europeans were calling these people Negro, especially some of their royalty that were trying to go inside these hotels in the West Coast or the East Coast. They would assume that they were Negroes with conchs in their heads. Also, Polynesians, they were a chapter of the Black Panther Party back in the day. So we can't play these pseudo games talking about there were no black people here. Also, Europeans were calling these Indians Negro to Terra, blacks of the land, before Africans were brought in.
Okay, so yesterday in the debate, you mentioned a lot of stuff I didn't even talk about that had nothing to do with the topic. Okay, so hold on. Let me flip my camera back around. There we go. So when I was talking about this source right here that you brought up, I was talking about the primary open angle glaucoma with mitochondrial variants and haplogroups common in African Americans. That was the point of it. Yes, it talks about the glaucoma, but you never refuted that it says the distribution of common African haplogroups within this. I said this is acronym is for the Africans. This one is for the so-called African Americans. It literally said that they had to enrich the for this the L1C2 haplogroup. What did that mean? They had to enhance it to find stuff. They're literally making a difference between the two people. That was the purpose of this, to show that they were two different groups of people. That's why I showed that. And it said it down here. This is the I try to give for Africans, but the haplogroup I was mainly talking about was L2A1. That's not an African haplogroup. You didn't debunk none of this. You didn't debunk this. You didn't debunk this chart. And I didn't even get to everything in this. I didn't get to everything because I didn't even go to where you have the hold on, make sure I'm in the right one. No, wrong one. Gotta go down a little bit more. There we go. I didn't even get into this chart where you got the sample name, the mtDNA, which would be the woman, and the male. You didn't debunk anything.
So yeah, I did. Yeah, once again, 60,000 years ago, interactions between the Central and Eastern African documented by major African mitochondrial haplogroup L2. All the stuff you talking about, subclades of L2, like, so who cares, bro? You did not prove it was in America prior to colonialism. What are you doing? I'm trying to word salad the people to death? That's why I just did this, ran it over one time, and then just started talking about all the other information that I got to debunk y'all. So you want to talk, you cannot talk about haplogroups. You cannot talk about haplogroups because it's going to take you to a specific map. It's going to take you to a specific migration. Everything starts with the L from Africa and branches off. And these are the ones that's in America, the A, the X, the D, right? These branch off and migrate into Africa. You don't understand what you're talking about, so you need to not talk about the philo tree. Right. And that's, after that, I just talked about whatever the hell I wanted to. I went on to debunking all y'all misunderstandings. I went on to talk about the actual haplogroups found in the mounds, pre-colonial, A, B, C, D, and X. These same ones found in Cahokia, Mississippi, these people that y'all claim to be. I showed you the citations, the percentages. And you failed to combat this. You know what I'm saying? This is what we was trying to talk about. Pre-colonial. This is pre-colonial. You know what I'm saying? Finds, human remains found here. What are you talking about is not pertinent. You got to show these people in America prior to 1500s. You ain't gonna do that because you don't know what black means, because black means of African descent. So the whole time you was set up in a trap because you was trying to prove that black people was in America prior to colonialism, and you conflating all these different phenotypes and geographical regions with black when only in fact one is black. But you don't know that because you don't know that black means of sub-Saharan African descent. You're conflating it with dark-skinned people. And you said that, you proved that when you said black haplogroups. There's no such thing as black haplogroups. They're going to take you to a genetic region of population in E1A1B, which we have 75% of. So don't talk about something you don't understand, because I do this. Too many.
And coming from the man that wants to use a racial classification back in the, before colonization. So you want to take a racial construct that was never a racial construct to begin with, and then take it back to somewhere, to some people, and apply it to their ass when they wasn't even applying it to themselves, and then want someone in 2025 to prove a racial construct. You're a fucking idiot. Like this shit is crazy. Like that shit is wild. And the fact that I had to even sit up here and deal with, like, you want me to say it slow for you again, or you want to make it easier? You want someone to use a racial construct that you go against, but identify as, because you call yourself black. But then you want them to prove a racial construct that you believe yourself don't exist, but apply it to a people that you say don't exist. Or am I tripping?
That's what he did. In his
So
he told C3 that she can't do it, but he turned around and do it himself.
And he just did it right now, right? Because he identifies as black, which is a racial construct, right? So he's forcing people to have a conversation about something that he doesn't believe in again himself, but applies to himself. But then wants someone to go back in history and apply it to some people that didn't apply it to themselves also. But then prove that with that racial construct. Nigga. But okay.
Oh, you finished?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm just making sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you right. Then after her, I'm gonna let C3 do an encore.
I just want to say this real quick. Even though I don't really do debates like this is kind of like my little doorway into the debate cycle. But when you're bringing up information, even maybe in school and in college, you're not allowed to use Google. If you're not using an edu.org or a government, a website that ends in .gov, everything that you say is very questionable. So, to those of you all that are using, I don't know, Google AI overview, review, Wikipedia's,
All right. Are you finished? And you're absolutely right too.
And I just want to say this too. I want to say thank you to all of my lovely Black Native TikTok family on here because I came to the internet to search for information as to why I was finding more American people in my genealogy studies than African. And when I went to the Native American people, the people that are supposed to have the information, I was met with nothing but disrespect and racial slurs, and they never provided me any information. But it's so funny how when I came to the Black side of TikTok, I was given a plethora of information. I've been able to add over 200 people to my tree. So thank y'all.
I only have like 2 points. The first one being, I feel like Adonis pretty much helped C3 in her argument when he talked about the haplogroups coming out of Africa, because when science shows you a certain time period didn't have a certain, certain races, it just goes to prove that there were Black people existing at that time to, migrate out of Africa if they did and come to America. But also the second thing, when you look into the definition of Black, it does not specifically say only to African. It does include sub-Saharan African and African people because, there are Black people there, but it does not, what's the word, like pinpoint it and make it to where as though it says Black people are specifically African. It also includes Black people of other places out in the world. It's more like a phenotypic description of people.
All right, wrap you up. All right, C3.
Yeah, I see why you ran, because I had my sources ready for round 2 on proving we was here, right? I had my sources. I had them all lined up in order, right? I never said I didn't know nothing about DNA. I said that's not what I really talk about. I said that's not my strong suit, which is the truth. But I do know about it. I can tell you that from what I learned from Natural about the GGLAOs, meaning that's just the gene for skin pigmentation, and that they're labeling it as African, and they don't know because even on the chart it says African or dark Asiatic. I can tell you what I learned about the SMPs from Natural. I can tell you what I learned from Ungreeted and from Tay and Ayana. I never said I didn't know nothing about it. I said that's not my strong suit. But when it comes to proving that we was here, I got all that. When it comes to proving that we was here, hold on. So because you think I came, and that's the funny part about it, right? When I say, let it load up. When I say I can prove that we was here, books I got from Natural, books I got from B for All, books I got from Lowe's, books I got from Dallas, books I found on my own. I got screenshots in my phone that I got from Opio. So what are you talking about? I can't prove nothing? I'm still going. I can't prove anything? You got scared, my boy. You knew round 2, it was over with for you. It was over with.
If y'all want to do round 2, we can do it. And I can give y'all both 10 minutes on the showtime, and y'all can go back and forth if y'all want that.
Good evening, everybody. Adonis, you probably not going to even hear my question, but I had a couple questions. There was 3 questions specifically. What determines a person's haplogroup? How far back does the haplogroup lead you? So, like, how far back, like, which year, the haplogroup goes? And what determines which haplogroup dominates? Like, how do you actually get that haplogroup in the first place?
All right, you want me to go ahead and skip you? Well, after you is Tyrone.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so Adonis's Negro claim of it meaning African is flawed and pseudo because historical documents say that it doesn't apply to Africans. It applies to universal people that Europeans were colonizing. It has nothing to do with migrating up out of Africa. So it says the word black may include all Negroes, but the term Negro does not include all black persons. We are the opinion that the words white, Negro, mulatto, and black person, whenever they occur in the Constitution, must be taken with a generic sense, that the words black person in the 14th section must be taken as contradistinguished from white and necessarily includes all races other than the Caucasian. Also, sub-Saharan Africa is not a scientific term whatsoever. That's some Eurocentric crap that you hoteps want to attach yourself to. So the term sub-Saharan African was not coined by indigenous Africans, but rather developed by European geographers, cartographers, and anthropologists in the 19th century as a way to racialize and geographically segregate Africa into separate racial taxonomies like Congoid, Bantu, Nilot, Hamite, Caucasian, and things like that. And it was coined by these white Eurocentrists. So you hoteps are a bunch of pseudoscientists trying to browbeat Indians on our own claims of being from here. And Native Americans don't even take these DNA tests because they got NAGPRA. And that shit that you just showed on the screen, that is not relevant to commercial DNA tests. Because they're not gathering Native American DNA to compare to ours. And also,
Another day, another round where pretendians don't show how they're in America prior to colonialism. Ain't it crazy? Postman. And I'm not a hotep. I actually debunked hoteps. I actually debunked the Egyptians who was black. So yeah, like I said, y'all is not proving nothing. So that's why I say I don't got to talk about nothing. Hey, can the host please mute yourself? I know you fanned out recording me, but mute the shit, bro. I'm hearing myself in double.
My bad.
You're a fucking fan. You won't debate me. You're sending the girls to debate me. You won't debate me. You're a coward. So yeah, every time Negro means native, Negro is the Spanish word for black. We know that that's where black comes from. A native descent, black race of men in Africa. So no matter where you go, this is what it's always going to show.
For the record, you ain't ready for somebody like me.
1828. Same stuff it says. Nobody else was just interrupted. So I'm on a biased platform, but this is what I got to do because I was there for the live. She the one didn't show. Talking about I could have proved it. This is what you need to show. Pre-colonial, 500 years ago. This is prior to colonialism. You need to show you being here. This is not y'all. You know what I'm saying? Where are y'all at? Y'all never there. Any kind of way I'm showing this. Haplogroups A, B, C, D, and X. We know that that's what these people. And yeah, this is 500-year-old the Incan child mummy. Follow along. Make sure y'all got me on the little ass screen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know nothing about nothing, bro. It's so sad. And every source is going to say the same thing. African descent. Eminem, we was talking about this yesterday. You were trying to talk about Eminem. Why you didn't talk about it being from Africa? Why you didn't talk about it coming from Africa? Right? Migrating into Asia. These are the first groups that migrate out of Africa. Why y'all don't talk about why we're only in this location? Right? 12%, 14%. Wow, it's a conspiracy on everything. We're the Truman Show of the world, y'all. That's what you got to be for these people. It's a conspiracy theory that y'all want because y'all coping for being black and going through chattel slavery. Yeah. What about all this stuff, y'all? What about all this archaeology? This is what y'all supposed to be proving. How I can trace all this stuff, right? To a date, to a year. Y'all need to show some bones, some fossils, some archaeology. Y'all just yapping the whole time. Make it make some sense. You can't because it's a fiction. They are not black.
Haplogroup M, when I mentioned that, I was talking about how the Adam and Eve Islanders have that. So, excuse me, yeah. I have a dictionary out in front of me as well for the term black, because obviously you don't know what black means. Black don't mean African. I say, to answer your question, Natural, about the round two, maybe we should let the people decide, because even your own people in your life couldn't follow along with you, and everybody's saying I got the win. So yeah, I say let the people decide. What you think, bro? We can't hear you.
We can cast a vote on it. Like, know what I'm saying? I could start a poll, and 5-minute poll if they want that to happen.
All right. You going first. I'm gonna save my sources for after you go.
Let's see.
You can go ahead and wrap me up, bro.
Good evening, everyone. Again, Mr. Adonis, I don't know if you've heard my questions. If I need to repeat them, just let me know. So you can write them down and get back with me if you can. So like my questions were, what determines a person's haplogroup? The second one is, how far back does that haplogroup lead you? And then what determines which haplogroup dominates? Okay.
All right. Y'all can go ahead and start voting.
Yeah, everybody said they're ready for me to slaughter some more.
I just wanted to say, when it came to Adonis mentioning all of these definitions, you got to slow down with them because it's more to it that you're not trying to get into. You only specifying and zooming in on the African part, and that's not. And what's the word? Chief be using? That's not being.
Y'all want to say disingenuous so bad? Y'all spam that word.
But it's true. You got to slow down and just let everybody see the whole definition.
Yeah, it's not my fault y'all slow.
Or is it that
in any dictionary you want to just let me know. I'll look it up right now.
I have the definitions proven in Webster and in what is the other one? Oxford, showing that it's not just specifically African. It does include it, but you have to be genuine and show that there's more to it.
I definitely can pull up Webster right now and read every single word on the definition for you. And when it's pertaining to race, it's going to refer to Black, Sub-Saharan African descent every single time.
I would appreciate that. The whole definition and nothing but the whole definition.
Gotcha. So I got the Jack D. Ford's book beating up your 1828 definition.
Yeah, Jack D. Ford.
Y'all go ahead and vote. Comments, y'all.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're using the pseudo source. Jack D. Ford.
How is he pseudo, nigga? He got the sources from actual EDU sources from the National History and Archive Center. Yeah. He's more qualified than some prison scholar on damn TikTok like you.
Who actually said that?
You called an actual academic scholar pseudo, even though he's more qualified than you to speak on American history than your monkey ass.
All you gotta do is go to the sources.
How am I glazing?
The poll is at the top left. Hit the little.
Didn't the lady say you gotta go to a .gov source?
Again.
The lady say you gotta go to
a .gov source. He's in the National History and Archive Center. I got his book upstairs.
Yeah,
so and I can quote his chapter 3 where he has sources from Spanish friars talking about how indigenous Americans were called black or white or even more. Let's not play these retarded games.
Oh, bro, okay. You're not going to win with him, but so keep on going.
So, again, you're not a scholar, bro. You just went to a Eurocentric 1800 book when I'm talking about sources from the 1500s where they were using
Jack D. Ford is not from the 1500s.
Yes, he is. He's talking about a 1500 source.
That's on the YouTube. You know that, Goofy.
This is not on a YouTube video. This is
he's recording this. You're going
I have his book upstairs. Do you want me to go to my cabinet?
Pause the YouTube and cross-reference that.
Do you want me to go to my cabinet?
Go get the book.
Sure.
Go get the book.
He said Jack D. Ford.
He don't understand that you took pictures of the page of the book and made a video.
1500s, y'all.
This is J.A. Rogers as well. I got his book upstairs too.
All right. Why is this dude on the screen?
Oh, give me a second.
What did the poll say, bro?
What did it say? Where's the poll at?
It ended.
Okay, where did it say? Y'all, you looking for a reason to run? Just say
it's my cabinet.
I know I do. You bad. You can run.
You said he's pseudo, right? But he's more qualified than you.
She said .edu.gov. That's what she said. I feel like
also, you can use books.
Yeah, primary sources though.
This is a primary source.
I'm gonna see
primary, secondary, and primary.
You got
I even got Walter Flecker.
You got one person that said no.
So let's turn to chapter 3.
That one person was C3.
I didn't vote.
Turn to chapter 3. Because I know you special
I couldn't
needs.
see how to vote. Yeah, I couldn't see how to vote.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to
we can
say it.
restart
I know
it.
you're special
It'll
needs,
pop up
Adonis.
at the bottom of the screen. So I'm gonna do.
Adonis, what to say?
I'm gonna do another prompt
It
for the
should
vote.
pop up at the top left. It's gonna be like a little clipboard.
Adonis, what to say?
Yeah, what's your question? What's your question? Let me, because I know you got a lot of questions.
Let's read along. Let's read along. Let's not be retarded.
And I'm telling you, with nothing we're going to do, are we going to prove this whole lie of people that black people was in America prior to colonialism, which is the point every day with these pretendians.
You calling things pseudo, but you're the pseudo here.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was
going
gonna
off of Googlepedia.
I never pulled up a Google PDF.
You did go on
There's no such thing as a Google PDF.
Who one in the
There's
chat
no
if
such thing
this
as a
idiot
Google
went to
PDF.
Google for his source?
There's no such thing as a Google source or a Google PDF. Google is a search engine.
You just went to Google.
Google is a search engine.
But you cannot use Google in a research thesis.
Nobody is using Google. Google is a search
You
engine.
are, though.
Google is a search engine. You can't use Google, bro.
Let's read. Negro, black, and more, the evolution of these terms as applied to Native Americans and others. Let's not be stupid here. You said that he's pseudo, right? So it's the different tendencies of the use of Negro and black. 1854, California State Supreme Court sought to bar all non-Caucasians from equal citizenship and civil rights. The court stated that the word black may include all Negroes, but the term Negro does not include all black persons. We are of the opinion that the words white, Negro, mulatto, and black person, whenever they occur in our Constitution, must be taken in a generic sense. And that's from the same PDF that I showed you earlier. So we're going to turn to the usage of Negro in English, and then we're going to go to the Spanish and the Portuguese.
Can you date? You say what year is this again?
1500s. That's when the Spanish and the Portuguese.
I got you beat. I'm just letting you know.
We're going to
that I
go
got
to
you
the
beat.
first one, which is the English one, since we all speak English here. Let's not play pseudo games here, bro.
You are pseudo.
No, we know you are.
You're still not proving.
You're still not proving what? So this is on page 83 in chapter 3. Usage in English. By the 16th century, English and Scots were referring to people of African as Moors, and then later Blackamoors, Ethiopians, and Negroes in 1591. Richard Cavell equated Spanish Mora with woman black Moor. And page 84, Murillo with brown, a little black Moor. Privical was greatly amplified by Siu in 1599. And we find the following, all these descriptions. These translations reveal a great deal of flexibility in both Moro and Negro, are equated with Blackamoor, while Blackamoor is equated with Arab, as well as Morisco and Negro. Preto and Negro are equated with brown as well as black. In 1617, Menciu equated Latin Maurus with Niger black, and in Black Moor and Nager. So let's scroll down a bit and read down. In any case, another association gradually rose in North America, and that was between Negro and slave. Early legislation commonly referred to Negro and other slaves, or to Negro, mulatto, and Indian slaves. Over the years, in 1702, an observer wrote that the wealth in Virginia consisted in slaves or appearance was to be presumed free, but in case of a person's visibility freedom, in 1819, South Carolina judges stated flatly the word Negroes was a fixed meaning slaves. What the English meant by the term Negro when they first began to use it is not clear. Certainly it was not then synonymous with slave, as a great many persons so classified were free. Both in England and in Virginia, did it mean an African or a black or any dark-skinned individual? Question mark. Today, the term is not widely employed in Britain, although the word black is used to refer to various skin colors from South Asia, the Middle East, West Indies, which would be Negroes and Indians there, and Africa. Most unmixed American Indians, if living in Britain today, would be regarded as black, especially if their ancestry were not known. Several illustrations can be cited to show that not only Africans, but also the American Indians and Asians were called black or Negro in Britain itself. They are also called black in South Africa too, Asians. In Britain itself in the 17th and 18th century, in 1621, William Bragg claimed that compensation from the Company of East India and Summer Islands for several expenses, including the 13 Negroes or Indian people, 6 women, 7 men and boys, and so much in the name of God as touching that business and touching the Negroes or Indians, Bragg hadn't wanted to sell the captives and refused to value them. In 1688, in London Gazette carried on advertisement for a black boy, an Indian about 13 years old, runaway 8th instance, from Putney with a collar about his neck and with this inscription, Lady Broomfield Black. So did you understand what I just read?
No,
This
can
is
you,
the English.
can you please summarize how that proves that blacks was in America prior to colonialism?
They were describing them interchangeably as black.
So can you prove that?
So that beats up your claim that it means African.
Wait a minute. So
can you prove
for
C3?
a simplified explanation, the people that they came up, the people that was already here that would be classified as the Americans or American Indians, when the foreigners came, they started calling them black. Basically. So if they was already here before they came here and they was calling them black, that still proves that they was here before they got here, before they was colonized.
So you know where you messed up?
I didn't.
The first people who come over here didn't call them black. You know what they called them?
Negro de Terra?
No, not the Terra, because that's a Latin phrase. And the Portuguese and the Spanish came over here first. So it's just Negro. It's just Negro.
I said that.
You just said it, Negro de Terra. That's
so you already made it. No, Negro de Terra
means blacks of the land.
Nigga, that's Portuguese.
Wait, hold on. You just said
Let me just actually show you the first time this is mentioned.
Well, hold on. You just said yourself.
None of your sources predate mine.
But you just said yourself that the Portuguese and the Spanish came over here first, but like you and everyone else still blame the YT man for colonization. Make that shit make sense.
Facts.
You're not even saying nothing at all pertinent, bro. All y'all gotta do is just close y'all mouth and open your ears, and then y'all will be edified.
That's something
y'all
you
will be
gotta
saved from pseudoism. If y'all just can close y'all mouths and open y'all ears. But yeah, my source predates
Hold on, y'all. You said your source predate his, so you bringing up a primary source from a book, so you bringing up a journal?
Yeah, I'm bringing up Vasco da Gama.
All right, bring up that book.
What year?
Hold on.
It's 14. This is from 14.
Go to the cover of the book. That don't look like no 1500, 1400 book right there.
Exactly.
Bring your
camera all the way back. Bring it back. Go to the official book. Hold on, wait. Pause right there. Please pause right there. Go up. Look at the title. Go up to the title. You're debating, right? Go up to the damn title.
Yeah, I you know what's so funny?
Go up to the title, brother.
We're showing these biases because we have to do this with his source. Do we have to do this with his source,
brother?
You see the biases.
Because people even in the comments want to look at the title.
They want to look at the title so they can get the book. Put it back up.
This platform is.
The book that he showed was
let me present how I want to present. So these people migrate out of here, out of Spain.
No, we're not listening.
No, buddy. You just said that shit was a primary source. And now we're trying to verify to see if that's a primary source, and you won't let nobody do that shit. So go back up there to the top so we can verify if that's a primary source. You said you got the oldest source up here, right? So let us verify and see if that's the oldest source.
I'm getting muted.
I muted you.
Why you muted me, bro? So nobody else.
Now go up there. Go up there.
Nobody else get muted but me. Why nobody else got muted but me?
Because you're not following the rules.
Everybody else showed the cover of their book.
Can I mute somebody?
Everybody else showed their cover.
If I can't mute nobody, then that's bias, right?
You're not following the rules.
It ain't no goddamn rules.
Yes, it is. It's my rules. It's my shit. It's my rules.
You're not coming up here.
No, all right then. I don't do that. I don't follow no nigga rules.
Yeah, all right.
Y'all be good. Y'all be good.
Yeah.
Y'all be good.
Go ahead. Man, because you can't show a goddamn cover.
Y'all be good.
Man, because you can't show the cover of the book. Show the goddamn cover of the book. That's all you gotta do.
We want to read the book too.
Why y'all being biased? Why I can't present without interruption like the buddy did? That's what I'm saying.
I just asked to show the goddamn cover.
I didn't ask no damn question. I know what to do all
that. Go ahead. No, let him go out.
When it's on time for y'all to do, y'all got rules and shit. Now it's the rules biased against me. This shit crazy, but y'all can't see how weird y'all are?
No, everybody has to follow the rules. So. He's pretty fair with everything.
No, he did not.
He showed.
Are you crying again?
What's the date? What's the date? Check this out. What's the date from his source? What's the date from his source?
The date of his source?
Exactly.
The date of his source was 1993. It was Jack D.
Wow.
So
see what I'm saying?
Can
you see what I'm saying?
I would like to see your source.
You going out bad.
Y'all niggas ain't gotta act like this, bro.
Damn, you going out bad. Just all you gotta do is show the author. Damn,
I told you it's Vasco da Gama, bro. I showed y'all the source. This nigga want me to pull up the source. Listen, this nigga, listen. No, listen. Y'all need to listen. This nigga want to pull up the source. Knowing damn well this nigga speak Portuguese, bro. Y'all are goofy as shit, bro.
We don't care if that man can speak Portuguese. We want to see the source. You was just
want to see the Portuguese.
fast.
You want to see the Portuguese source, bro? Because that's gonna be the primary. This primary is gonna be the language.
Okay, we just want to see the cover of the primary.
Whoever said that, they need to go, bro. Whoever did that, they need to go.
I'm just trying to figure out why the YT man get all the goddamn blame when you about to show me some Portuguese colonization.
Portuguese is European. What you mean?
Can we see the source?
Can you not trace? You don't know how language evolves? You don't know that language evolves from Europe?
Hold on.
Get off the topic. I didn't do this shit to nobody, bro.
Adonis.
Y'all is biased as shit, bro.
Can we see the cover of your source again so you can continue?
Gas ain't lighting, babe. We
not get to interrupt me when I'm presenting, bro. This is weird.
Hold on.
Especially when you
can we see the source, the title of your source again so you can continue without being interrupted? That's all we was asking.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
All right, it's not verifiable. It's not a reputable source.
Yeah, all right. Don't verify it. That's
not a reputable
because y'all won't be able to go to this.
Show us the title with the information. It's not a reputable source.
I already showed you.
We don't give a damn what you said.
Oh, she gotta go. She a girl. She gotta go.
Bring the proof.
She a girl. She gotta go. She a girl. She too girly.
And you acting like a female too.
She on that time of the month.
A while ago, it's the.
We don't want to smell that. It's your time of the month. You gotta go.
Let me take the big screen because I'll put you on the big screen once you show the book cover. That's all you gotta do. Let's show the book cover.
I already showed it though.
Show it again so I can get the screenshot. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to screenshot.
I was just trying to get a screenshot so I can get the book.
Well, at least tell us the
name
of the book. Tell us the name of the book.
Yeah, I just told you the Voyages and Adventures of Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the Voyages.
You need to go change that thing. It's weighing down on you. Don't be mad at me.
Can you type it in the comments for the people in the comments that want it?
Vasco da Gama. I got it. The Voyage of Vasco da Gama. All right.
You don't know about him?
All right, so we're gonna go to the.
You don't know about him already?
We're gonna go to the Internet Archives.
You don't know about him already? You don't know about him already, Chief?
Going to the Internet Archives.
Oh, say it ain't so.
But in your
I don't know nothing about. I probably got it.
So this is why you don't understand nothing.
Adonis, can I ask you a question about your
explorers
source?
before this man and after this man. Please be quiet.
Steve Natural, you the one who used this methodology.
All right, so let's pull up his official. Let's pull up an official primary source from him instead of that bullshit you got right there.
Okay, so Adonis, the point of
we speak English, y'all.
Adonis, I have a question about your source. So was the point of showing that map was his route? Did this person ever come to America? Because I haven't heard about him until you brought him up yesterday. But you was moving fast.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all don't know about this because the reason why this.
I don't know every explorer in the world.
It's not every explorer. These are the ones.
No, I'm saying in general. I don't know every explorer in the world. There's going to be explorers that I never heard of. There are explorers that are
y'all just want to talk over me.
Others.
Y'all playing
so I was asking based off of
y'all playing the talk over game. Y'all don't want to play that game
because I'm assuming.
Don't play that game.
Oh my God! No one's playing that game.
Everybody wants to say highlighted. I can be the one that stays highlighted infinitely.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that. Don't play that game. Don't play that game. Don't play that game because I'm pretty sure that you can't hear yourself. You are not a male. Your voice is not going to carry enough bass. You know what I'm saying? You got too much trouble. That's how it goes.
You see this on the screen, Adonis?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So once again, no. You asked me why it's pertinent. I still yet to explain it.
I'm literally trying to ask you a genuine question about your source, and you won't stop talking.
I don't need to stop talking. You asked me a question about my source, and I'm trying to show you how it's pertinent. How is my source pertinent? Do you know?
I'm trying to ask you so I can understand.
No, you don't need to ask me. You need to let me tell you.
Oh my God. I'm trying to ask you a question.
So here's the primary right here.
He's running it right now.
That's the primary right there. So what the fuck you got?
Well, go ahead, read it. Go ahead, search it.
This is the primary. You can put it in Chat GPT and convert it over yourself. So I'm saying, I'm just showing the cover of the book you got. This is the official cover, and that shit you got is not a primary.
You know what you got?
Yeah, what you guys are retelling.
We know that.
What you guys are retelling. What you guys are a narrative. What you got is a narrative. Somebody's giving a narrative about his voyages.
It's a translation.
That's what you got. No, it's not
a translation. Yeah.
The name of his book is not Voyages. It's not Voyage. It don't got the word voyage in it.
All right,
translate. You only made one damn book. You only made one damn journal.
What's the point?
Okay, so because I was trying to
hold on, C3.
You're a damn liar.
Hold on, C3. See, since y'all so eager to debunk something, y'all don't even know how that point is even relevant.
I wasn't even trying to debunk what you was trying to bring out.
You ain't brought out
we not more for the sources that you can't verify.
He just tried to debunk it. You know, it could be saying y'all the real Indians. He just debunked it.
You was bringing it out to prove that we wasn't.
He's not listening to what I'm saying. Nobody's not challenging what he's saying in the book. I'm saying you said that you brought out a primary book. The book that you showed
I didn't say a primary book.
The book that you showed was a narrative of what
I like how you said that.
Why ain't you just bring out his official work?
I'm glad you
just translate it yourself.
I'm glad you made that quote. People
why are you hiding in the dark?
God damn, bro. Why? I'm the focus of this. This is why I say it don't need to be a debate. I feel like, listen, I'll allow.
Yeah, you can't.
I'll allow.
Going against me, I would have told y'all. Boy, I would have told you.
C3. I'll allow you, but all these people, why y'all up here?
First of all, this is my panel. I can have whoever
y'all need a panel. Y'all need a panel for this. And y'all still got 3 people on their ass.
This is not your platform.
What are you
saying that for? What are you saying that for? Like I don't know it. Y'all running from me. I gotta come.
It can be a conversation with the decorum.
Y'all running from me.
Stop yelling over
ran from
each
a debate
other.
for me on Tuesday, 3:00. He ran from that one. B for All ran from 1 month.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something about that. First of all,
no, you don't got to tell me nothing because it's already too late.
Hold on, let me
made a video for it and everything.
Let me mute you real quick. That is not.
You shut up.
Hold on, wait. If I gotta drop you to say what the fuck I gotta say, I would do that.
I will not come back ever again.
I don't give a damn.
And I will block.
I don't give a damn. I honestly don't.
I've never. I didn't even mute you when you came on my live, bro.
I don't.
I didn't even mute you when you came on my live.
I don't. It's because you don't. Oh, I muted the wrong person. So my bad, Tyrone. But look, I muted the wrong person. But look, let me say what I gotta say real quick, and then you can speak, brother. That's all you gotta do. All right. So you sent me an invite to come debate with you at 3:00. I didn't agree to that bullshit.
I agreed to your time, actually.
Again, you sent me an invite to debate with you at 3:00. This how I know that I ain't agree with the shit, because I don't debate at 3. I only debate in the evenings.
No, I'm flipping it.
Only 7 to 8. Every debate I did was always at 7 through motherfucking 9 o'clock. Not no goddamn early afternoon. And how you know? How we know? Because I'm waking up at motherfucking 12 o'clock almost every fucking day.
So when you
I'm not gonna wake up and get straight to a fucking debate. It's not happening.
So when you post
and then on top of that, you didn't ask me of a time. You demanded for me to come debate you at 3:00. You made a whole bunch of goddamn videos and you spammed it under my comments. And you sit up here and said, "I'm gonna wait for Natural to come at me at 3:00," and I didn't show up. Nigga, did I agree to that shit?
Yeah, you did, and I can clip the live, and you know I can, and that's what I'm going to do.
Pull it up right now. Pull it up.
How can I pull it up right now and I'm on live? As soon as you post this, I'm going to make a video.
You got a computer, don't you? So type in TikTok, sign in to TikTok, bring up the live stream where I say I agree to come debate you at 3:00.
No, actually, I agree to your time. You asked me what's the. I said, give me the earliest time. You said tomorrow at 3.
Oh, you talking about after we had our official discussion?
This was in the official discussion. What do you mean?
You talking about what happened? You talking about what happened last week, right?
No, this was when we was on live. The only time you came up to my live, you said, "I said, give me the earliest time." I just came up. You said we talked again. I agreed to it. I'm gonna pull it up. We finna see if I can pull this shit up like this. You finna show yourself on the same video. Not knowing what the hell you talking about. You got a bad memory. Why is you talking? Why is you talking, woman?
Hey, don't yell at that woman.
Nah, that's my bae. That's my bae.
Yo, you gotta chill out with that.
Anyways, this is what I had to say. Natural.
He's the
when this dude said, "I'm never gonna come back again," please don't. And then on top of that, like,
that's what you want. I know that's what you want.
Listen, be quiet. Let me finish talking.
I can talk while you talk. Goddamn, I can punch in.
No, you cannot. We can sing together, baby, but we can't talk together.
But I can ad-lib though.
Be quiet. Let me finish talking, bro. Damn, something wrong. Do you smoke?
Just go. Why you whining more than you talking? Just talk now.
Yeah, be quiet. Be quiet.
Mute up, bro.
Anyway, but that's what I was saying, right? Nacho,
yes,
you have to realize this, right? The reason why he's over here is because he want our attention. Because every day he put us on his background. It's not the other way around. We all know already. We already established. He trying to get on. So that's what we got to keep in mind. He is our fan. It's not the other way around. So when this nigga was like, I'm going be quiet. So when this nigga was like, I'm going to leave, okay, and we still going to be B for all. She's still going to be C3, and he's still going to be natural. We still going to exist, nigga. We was already happy before DonDaba existed. Relax. Be quiet. We was already happy before DonDaba.
When we got on,
that's a great point. That's a great point.
When you got on this app, you was making videos about us before we even knew you.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Exactly. And that's a great point.
Cloud chaser.
No, yeah, I'm glad y'all say that. And that's nobody comes to me.
What type of nigga?
Hey, no, check this out. I love it. Nobody comes to me.
He like, nah,
nobody
you
comes
talk
to me. I'm coming for smoke. Nobody comes to me. That's what that sound like. That's what that sound like. Talk over me because my shit make more sense. Yeah, talk over me because my shit make more sense. If I ever get to talk, you see, I do the money up. I let people all talk. Now we doing this then. This is what we doing. This is what we doing. Because this is okay. So yes, I'm coming for all smoke. And it's not just y'all. It's not just pretendians. It's hoteps. It's the pretending Israelites. It's all the niggas want to be Egyptians. It's Shemorans. It's Christianity. I come at Christianity. I come at the Nation of Islam. I come at everybody next. Y'all all too though. I come at these spiritual people. Everybody gets smoked. Y'all just a part of it. Y'all just a part of the group that get the smoke. Yeah, y'all get all the Egyptians ain't got nothing to do with Pan-African. You can play the Pan-Africanism.
Everybody gives his ass a big round of applause, y'all.
He confused Afrocentrism with Pan-Africanism, y'all hear?
Yeah, it is the same thing.
Tyron is stupid, y'all. Y'all heard that, right?
It's the same thing, you dumbass.
Pan-Africanism.
It's the same thing, dumbass nigga.
Now he's saying he's on. Okay, YouTube. YouTube, go look it up. She said Pan-Africanism and Afrocentrism is the same thing.
One at a time.
YouTube, go look it up. That's Chicago. That's Chicago talking when she ain't got no information.
We
let me talk.
They didn't see my information. The natives have seen my information.
I'm the only one need to talk because I'm the only one being addressed.
So
he just literally conflated. He literally conflated, and I've yet to get to present. I've yet to get to present. So I'm the one that's being addressed, and I'm not being able to present. So I'm just gonna talk over everybody else since that's what they think we doing.
That's what I'm talking about. No one acting like an adult.
Because if only one person can talk, then I'm going to be the one that's talking because I'm the one that's being addressed. That's the only one that makes sense.
This is a character.
So I just got called out for saying I'm calling out people and nobody's calling out me. That's the truth because ain't nobody going to challenge my information.
Let them go ahead, y'all. Let them go.
Y'all can't challenge my information. So what she said is true. I'm the DonDaba. I'm the top shotter. Like I said, it's not just y'all. It's pretendians, Hotep, Israelites, the Afrocentrism. The Afrocentrism. Afrocentrism is not.
Yeah, you want to be into it, but
bro, why you still talking? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work like that. It's definitely not gonna work like that. It's not gonna work like that. Just like in real life, how a mall, y'all, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna talk over me because ain't nothing about me.
I would never be around.
So yes, I would. You would never see that. You would never see that in the real world. because y'all are gonna run from this smoke in every kind of way. Y'all are pseudo all the way around. So yes, I'm the one correcting the misinformation. I'm the one correcting the misinformation. Y'all will soon see in a real way how I put y'all on blast. I'll put y'all on blast on a public platform.
Adonis, can you be quiet?
So nobody want to be quiet when I'm the one that got all the information. I'm not doing no.
Thank you. So Big Adonis calling Jack D. Forbes pseudo is laughable and pure Pan-Africanist gaslighting. Jack D. Forbes is one of the most credentialed, respected Native American scholars of the 20th century, not a fringe theorist who's calling him pseudo. Reveals Big Adonis likely hasn't read Forbes' book. He's just reacting because Forbes destroys his Afrocentric monopoly on blackness. So who is Jack D. Forbes? Indian historian and activist of Powhatan Lenape and Delaware Lenape descent. Founding faculty Native American Studies at UC Davis. Author of Africans and Native Americans, The Language of Race and the Evolution of Red Black Peoples, 1988, in a seminal academic work that's all up in Just Story. So
welcome to the live